Welcome back to the Nihilist Media Podcast. This is Bonding with Bond. I'm Mark.
And I'm Nicholas.
And today we watched the second and final Timothy Dalton movie, License to Kill. He's done no films since this movie. This is also the final Bond film of the 80s. It's the final film directed by John Glenn. It's the final one fully produced by Albert Broccoli. It's the final one where we have the original gun barrel. And it's also the final time Bond smokes.
Yeah.
This is the end of an era.
It's I'm sad to see it go.
Yeah.
Especially Dalton. Really like Dalton.
Yeah. It's also the end of Robert Brown as M. It's also the end of Caroline Bliss as Miss Moneypenny.
The short run.
Yep. I'm not gonna miss it.
I would have liked more of it, I think.
I'm very content that this is the end of the Robert Brown era.
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, yes,
I think he did well in this one. I think this was more what I was looking for their relationship, but
too little, too late.
Way too late.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was possible with more. So
yeah, it's also the end of the Felix era.
For now.
Well, I mean, for the original series.
Oh yeah. I always forget about the series breakup.
Yeah.
He's just discriminating against Craig.
Well, yeah, because he's not really James Bond.
Some poser.
He is some poser. So we open with Bond. It's Bond's wedding. Oh, not Bond's wedding.
Yeah, Felix's wedding.
Felix's wedding, and Bond's the best man. They have Sharky.
Yeah, Bond's just making out with the wife. I can see why the confusion happens.
Yeah. We have Sharky, who is probably a replacement for Coral Jr. because they act like these guys have been friends since 1962.
Yeah, it's in like before. Just who cares if people get confused with the canon stuff? Just don't.
Coral Jr.
Yeah, just it works. Just
we have the actor. We have the actor who played Felix in Live and Let Die here, which is fun. We but then we cut back to our villain Sanchez, and he's goes into this little like shack thing, and he finds a girl there. He's shrouded in darkness. He pulls the curtains away. He's like, "What did he promise you? His heart? Well, he'll give you his heart." And they cut his heart out, and they're gonna give it to her, and he whips her.
Yeah, and we quickly find their relationship is a little weird.
Yes,
he's a little possessive.
Yeah, Bond and Felix are stopped, and they're like, "Hey, Sanchez is available. We know where he is. Let's go. We have to go ahead." And then so Felix is like, "Fuck my wedding. Let's go." And Bond's like, "I'm going with you because I'd rather go with you than tell your wife that you're not coming."
Yeah.
And then we have our big action sequence.
Yeah, right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a pretty good pre-title.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it pales in comparison to the previous one, but I think it's good nonetheless.
True. Yeah, it's an all right. I think it's good for the series, but it's Dalton put his bar pretty high.
He did
for the first one.
He really did.
Yeah.
I think that a problem with this movie is it feels not tired. Oh, I think John Glenn's direction. I think he is just tired because like he has been directing Bond films since 1981, and that is all he's been doing. And I feel like he's just like, I don't know, they fucking helicopter plane.
Act 3 will be like a fight.
Yeah, there's gonna be a ski scene. But we're in Miami.
I was gonna call it out. There's no ski scene.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
He's like, well, what are we gonna do then? We don't know snow.
Can you ski on water?
Yeah.
Oh, know what? Just make him do that.
Yeah, and the weird thing, I get why they brought back the Felix from Live and Let Die to give you like more of like a thing of like continuity, but like they should have brought the guy from the last one back because like this guy is a little too old.
Yeah,
compared to Bond.
I think it's all right. I almost believe it, but yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't bring back the guy they just worked with.
Yeah, like I guess because they just really liked him. But it's the guy is looking like Roger Moore's little brother. You know.
At least he's younger.
He is younger. But there's a nice little helicopter chase with like they're chasing like a Jeep and stuff, and then like Sanchez gets away, he gets on a plane. We also have Bond meet Lupi or Lupa.
I think it's Lupa. Yeah, Lupa. No, yeah, I think it's Lupa.
Lupa. Sanchez's girlfriend, who he
Yeah,
whipped,
yeah.
and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's just like, "Leave me alone." And he's like, "Okay." And he just gets on a plane and he gets on. They get back in the helicopter. They fly off, and Sanchez is getting away, and Bond's just like,
Let's go fishing.
And he hooks. They send him down. He hooks the plane to the helicopter as they fly off.
Yeah, the helicopter they're using is a Coast Guard like search and rescue one, so it has that like the crane lift on it to pick up the flatbeds for people that are laying on, and he uses it to hook around the plane, and then they proceed to drag it with the helicopter, and it's pretty wild. And then we get Felix and James jumping out of a helicopter that they just caught their mega criminal with, and they parachute down to Felix's wedding, which is a pretty James Bond.
Yeah, and it's also a good red herring because you know that within the James Bond series, a wedding is never a good idea.
Oh yeah,
either your cake's gonna get hit by a boat, Bond's gonna fall into it, or his wife's gonna get shot in the head.
I wonder. I bet at this point there's more movies that have a wedding in it than don't.
Yeah,
whether it's just extras in the background of a wedding.
There's probably more weddings in the Bond film so far than there are Spectre movies.
Yeah,
and we had a whole decade of Spectre.
Yeah. Oh man, I just remembered the cat fake out later.
Oh yeah, they played with Nick's emotions a little bit.
Yeah, I thought Blofeld was back again.
Yeah, no.
I have those triggers.
You do.
A shot of a hand or a shot from behind of a cat.
Yeah.
I'm like,
if someone's wearing a wig, he's like, Blofeld.
It's the cat. The cat's what gets me.
It's also the rings though.
Yeah.
Like you see a guy wearing a ring, you fucking your eyes roll back in your head. And I'm
looking real close.
Does that have tentacles on it?
Yeah, because I'm basically at this point waiting for like almost like a little Easter egg of it.
Yeah,
but it's never gonna happen.
So then,
cool. Just a helicopter is going by, and it's kind of nice ambience for the actual helicopter in the movie.
Yeah. So then we have like the wedding happens, and then we have like a bit of time where we're at the wedding and Bond's being nice and friendly with Felix. He's kissing Felix's wife a lot.
Yeah.
She's like, it's custom that the wife kisses the best man. He's like, I thought it was customary the best man kissed the wife, and he kisses her again.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, we're still down Bond.
I was like, why this seems maybe it's like just an old dated thing, but it kind of right out the gate they're like, this is gonna be a revenge movie, but Bond is fucking his wife. Okay, whatever.
Oh, you definitely know they fucked once.
Gotta. I mean, there's a point where right after Bond and her kiss, she kisses Felix, and we were like, just imagine Felix saying, "Why do your lips taste like Bond?"
She's like, why don't Bond taste like Felix? Yeah. While that's happening, we cut to Big Ed Hurley from Twin Peaks, and he's yelling at Sanchez in the interrogation room, being like, "I want to fucking take you down. I'm making sure you're going to the cell, goddammit." And it's just like, okay, Big Ed, why don't you?
I was so excited because, as everybody knows, I'm not the best with character or actor names. I'm just good with faces, and I was like, that's Ed from Twin Peaks. I was like, I know this one, Mark.
And then they're like, "Hey, Ed," and you're like, "Oh my god!"
I asked if the actor's name was Ed. Just like he's like, if it's not Ed, I'm not answering. So you got to rewrite it to be Ed.
Yeah,
he's credited as Kilfer though. Doesn't even say Ed.
Edward Kilfer.
Yeah,
they said Ed.
Yeah, that's a.
I know both there.
They totally said Ed. I was like, why is it just his last name as the credit? But dumb. We get the title sequence. I think it's all right. I wasn't like I can't really even remember the song already, so didn't leave that much of a lasting impression on me.
I think it goes, "It got a license to kill."
Yeah. It usually involves the title.
Yeah, I think that's how it went. It got a license to kill, but I don't know. It was a ballad.
Yeah,
and it was fine.
But it's just one of our like customary ones. There's really the only cool shot is they have a camera where the lens is cut out and it's showing the next scene for the transition is really the only cool part of it.
Yeah. Felix and Felix's wife Della give Bond a lighter that says "Love always, Felix and Della," and he's like, "Oh, thank you," and then he lights the fire and it shoots up and it's pretty crazy. And then we go back to Sanchez being put on like the police in a police van.
Yep. And they're checking the restraints are all there, and there's armed guards in the back of the truck and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a little weird that it locked from the inside and not the outside, but maybe they're not used to having Bond-level villains in the back of their truck.
This isn't a Bond-level villain, though. Like, this is a great villain, but he's not a Bond-level villain. This is just
yeah, you're right. This isn't even, like, Goldfinger level.
Yeah.
This is
just a cocaine dealer.
Yeah.
Who
I
has
guess Live and Let
bazooka.
Was Live and Let Die on a global scale? I don't think it was. But it's funny, it was also in America. They're just like, Americans, they can't end the world. They'll just be annoying with drugs.
Yeah. I mean, his thing was that he was going to get everybody addicted to cocaine.
Yeah, because he was going to drop the price so much that he was the only person who could afford to sell it.
And then raise it by 200%.
Yeah, once everybody's addicted and nobody else can sell it. We also get introduced to what will be our Bond lady.
Yeah. Pam Bouvier.
Yeah. And she's meeting with Felix but we don't find out till like Act 3 why she was in the room.
No, we found out in the first act.
Because they talk at the bar, right? Yeah. Well, does she explain
She doesn't explain the whole thing.
Yeah, she says they were just like meeting and that she's a pilot. Because it's not till after that like shootout scene.
Yeah.
Because we don't like find out why she was talking to Felix until he blows up the window.
Yeah.
And would you say that's like the start of Act? That might be like the end of 2.
That's like midway through 2.
Yeah, because there's a lot after that actually.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
little teaser.
Yeah, and then I believe the next thing that happens is Sanchez escapes.
Yeah, so they're driving. Big Ed's in the front of the car, and they do a weird like makeup choice where Big Ed changes. Well, he doesn't change. We are told visually that he is working with Sanchez. His shotgun, he butts the guy who's driving the van in the face, and it's clearly just like red Sharpie on the end of the gun, and it hits him, and he's like instantly bleeding in the exact shape of the butt of the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And Ed slams it right into the water.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, and then we go back to Felix, and they escape. They bring Sanchez away.
Yeah,
and then
scuba diving and
when we
stuff.
go back to Bond, he and Felix are saying and Della are saying their goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, James, I have this. You know the rules. If whoever catches this is the next one to get married." And he's like,
girder, I think they're called. The little ribbon you put on your thigh.
Yeah, he's like, not for me. And she's just like, "Hey, James." And like Felix is like, don't do it. Don't do it. And she throws it to him, and he catches it. And he goes, And he gets in his car, and she's like, "Did I say something wrong?" He's like, "He was married once, a long time ago,
a couple years ago."
In continuity, this would still be like 10 years.
I feel like she should know about it, but at the same time, in my head, it would be mentioned, but they're also both spies, so maybe they don't mention each other like at all to their significant others.
Well, she seems very friendly to James, so like clearly they've had dinners
true.
together and stuff.
Yeah,
but
his dead wife never came up.
No.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't wear the wedding ring or something. That would have been an interesting character piece.
He's trying to bang women too much.
Yeah, you're right. It is part of the job.
You know,
he should have like
to everybody.
A full back tattoo of her face.
Yeah. What is that? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm not married. I'm not wearing a ring. This is fine.
I am a blank slate. I have no emotional attachments.
Yeah. As he's full of rage.
Yeah. I mean, in continuity, I think this would probably still be 10 years. It would have been 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Or at least.
In my head, it all takes place over like 10 years total.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I mean, it's totally wrong. Like, that would be an insane life. But I feel like they barely talk about in between movies.
I would say maybe. I would say like if we're saying like theoretically a Casino Royale into the last one, I'd probably say it's a good 20.
Yeah.
Because in that one he's like in his 50s. He's like 50.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels about right too. Because so how many movies are there?
Oh, the original?
Well, for right now, this is what, 16, 17? Because I'm thinking maybe
16?
like a big mission a year type deal. Because I know he in the Craig era, he like vanishes for a while, like 3 times. He's gone for a bit. I feel like in this series, there's not too much disappearing. It almost feels like he's just always
doing
like,
a mission.
Yeah, like a honeymoon of like a week between missions.
I could say it's like a mission every 6 months.
Yeah, I could see that. Because you got to have some downtime.
Yeah. As Bond leaves, Felix and Della go back into the house, and there are people in there with guns. And he's like, leave her alone, blah, blah, blah. But Dario hits him, and then he grabs her. And it's implied...
She gets a honeymoon.
Yeah. It's implied that they rape and kill her.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking brutal for a Bond.
Oh, yeah. I think they could have played it up more when they find her.
Yeah.
But because she's just kind of like still fully in the gown and laying face up on the bed dead.
Yeah. We then meet Crest, who is he's a henchman guy who's like kind of a sleazy dude who runs this like shark research facility that they smuggle cocaine through. And he's like, Sanchez, you need to get the fuck out of here. He's like, no, I have more business I gotta do before I leave. And he's just like, blah, blah, blah. He's just like...
Oh.
And this is where he's just like, we're losing money. And he's just like, I care more about loyalty than I do money.
And that becomes apparent later. That money is not a big deal. And also, I didn't think to mention the kickoff of this movie. Lupa being in the Keys is the only reason that Sanchez was not in a like safe house hidden deep in a country that is his super ally. He like came here to do that first before title sequence mission where he's like, hey, I'm gonna cut your heart out because you're trying to steal my lady.
Yeah.
And so that kicks off the whole movie. It's kind of her fault.
Yeah. And then they give Ed Hurley $2 million in 20s. And then Crest is like, yeah, I like when you did that guy in the Keys. He's like, I like my little Valentine. And Dario, played by Benicio del Toro, is like, that was me. And then they grab Felix and they put him onto a hook, and they're gonna lower him to a shark.
It's kind of cool because he's on. It's almost like a scale. He's meat hooked to one side, and then on the other side there's like the husk of some butchered animal. And as the shark's eating the butchered animal, because it's getting lighter, it's lowering him deeper into the water. And I was like, this is brutal. This is crazy. I wish it's pretty fast when like that scale movement of it. It's only like 2 or 3 cuts and he's already in the water. I kind of wish it was like they argue back and forth while he's slowly being lowered into it.
That was probably the original idea, but probably the performances weren't good enough.
Yeah, because it probably took way longer than they thought too.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this will be great. And then they're 10 minutes in and they're like, huh. Yeah, we could speed this up. Imagine it just sped up instead of cut around.
Yeah. And then Felix gets his leg bitten off by a shark.
Yes.
And the best thing, he's like, I'll see you in hell, Sanchez. He's like, no. This is the first day of the rest of your life.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to kill you. You're just going to be not able to run on missions anymore. Because you ain't got legs. And Big Ed gets a little sick watching his... I don't know if they were like partners.
They were former friends.
Yeah, his old friend being eaten by a shark.
Yeah. How do you feel about Felix being in this predicament?
What do you mean?
Are you glad that they gave more to Felix, but then they immediately was like, we'll give more to Felix, but we're going to incapacitate him forever?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I almost wish it was a little later in the movie, maybe. But because it's pretty fast from the mission wedding, and then he's kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to see what if they had anything planned in the future for him for the future scripts that didn't happen, because like he could be a man in the chair type sidekick character where it's like his new. I don't want to say tech guy because it's the beginning of the 90s, and that's exactly what I would hate for him to be is the 90s tech guy, but just like an assistant in America that can still help him, but he's not able to be in the field.
He gets a new CIA agent after this, played by the guy who played what's his face from Living Daylights.
Jaws. I know Jaws wasn't. I thought of Jaws before you said Living Daylights.
Bond is like wondering why there's like people all over the place, and he's like, there's like a big drug lord escape, so Bond immediately leaves the airport, and he goes to Felix's house, and that's where he finds Della dead, and then he finds Felix, and Felix has a note on it. He disagreed with something that ate him. Yeah,
which I've heard that before, and I loved it. I don't know if it originated from this or something, but
yeah,
I like it. I don't know where I had heard it before, but I was like, oh, that is fitting in this.
Yeah, and he's covered in blood, and it's really great, and he's like barely alive.
Yeah.
It's good. And
he thinks he's dead at first, and then he kind of like does a little I'm alive cough moan thing. He goes, no.
Yeah.
He's like calling for his wife.
Yeah, which is going to be funny because later on when he comes to consciousness, he doesn't really seem that broken up with the fact that his wife was fucking raped and murdered on his wedding day. But
yeah, it seems just excited to hang out with this boy Bond again.
Yeah, he's like, no more girls?
Boys' night?
He's like, damn, he's like, I don't know why you're moping all this time. This is awesome. I have a boys' night now?
Yeah, I like the idea that he makes fun of Bond for being upset that his wife died.
Yeah, he's like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm missing a leg.
Collars
I get nice handicap spots. This is a great time.
And we get good Dalton expressions. He looks upset, and that's gonna be a common thread throughout the rest of the scenes in this.
Classic Dalton rage.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah, I think that's what his. I feel like every Bond can be associated with one thing. Dalton is rage. Moore is comedy. And I use that term very lightly. But that's what he's associated with.
Yeah.
Lazenby's like romance, and Connery's like
manly.
He's suave.
He's chest hair.
Yeah. Connery's associated with sexy. Anyway, Dalton goes to the hospital with Felix, and they're like, yeah, he's going to lose that leg because it's gone.
He's with, we mentioned Sharky already.
Yeah.
Already, right?
Yeah, already, right?
Yeah, alright. So they're all, and the doctor's like, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I can't make a leg appear.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if it's the DEA agent that comes. Oh no, it's in the prior scene. They think it was a chainsaw that cut up his leg because the cartel does that a lot down there. And Sharky goes, "That's a shark bite."
Yeah.
My name's Sharky.
And then the DEA agent comes in, and he's just like, "Yeah, we can't do anything with Sanchez because he's like out of the country now, so we can't do anything." He's just like, "You're not going to do anything? Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it myself." And they're like, why would you tell me that?
And the DA guy's like,
yeah.
Dalton's like, you are useless. I can't even trust you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And then he goes to Christ's place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they search around because Sharky's like, that's a shark. So they're looking for places that might have access to sharks.
Yeah. And this guy's like, we're closed. He's just like, I've come all the way from London, Universal Exports. I'm here to buy a fucking Carus. And he's like, oh, what? And he's like, a great white shark. And he's like, we don't sell sharks here, but dude.
It's good espionage. He goes, I'll say the scientific name of the fish. And if he doesn't know it, then he definitely doesn't work with fish. And this is a cover.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Classic
espionage.
Bond.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And then they have like a little back and forth. He's like, we're a pure research place now. I mean, we have a Shark Tank hunter thing if you want to buy it. And he's just like, yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you again, mister. goodbye.
Yeah.
And Bond's like, got him. He's like, he would have said his name, it would have been okay, but he's acting, dare I say, fishy.
Sharky.
Yeah.
And then we get the return to the warehouse at nighttime.
Yeah, and they go in there. A shark almost eats Bond by accident. And Sharky's just wait. He's like, Sharky, wait here. Wait, and then Bond's snooping around. He looks into a thing of maggots.
Yeah, it's pretty. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
No, there it does not look good. In the close-up, it looks good.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, no. I take everything I said back. It looks like shit. It looks gross, so it does its job at least. But it's just like a moving bed.
Yeah, and the maggots are not moving.
Yeah, all these dead buggies.
Yeah. He finds a bunch of cocaine in the maggots, which is like, wouldn't the maggots eat the cocaine?
That's a good point. Yeah, I wonder if maybe they can't eat through plastic or something weird like that.
Maybe.
Maybe they literally are all dead.
But that would take away from the kill.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, and it would also, because they're moving the table to make it look like they're moving.
So Bond gets caught, but then Bond throws maggots in this dude's face, mocks him out, throws him in the maggot thing, and closes it. So the guy's stuck in a thing of maggots. So that guy's going to die very slowly and very painfully.
It's yucky.
But another guy tries killing Bond. You know, Bond gets the upper hand, as he does, and he runs into Big Ed Hurley. And Big Ed is just like, it's only business, Bond. And
I'll split the money with you, Bond.
Well, he doesn't say that. Because he stands on the trap door by accident, and Sharky opens it, which makes Ed fall back into the shark thing. But he holds on to like a chain, and he's just like, "All right, Bond, in that suitcase is $2 million. I'll split it with you." And he's just like, "Nah, you've earned it." And he throws the $2 million suitcase at him. He falls to his death.
Yep, can't hold on to the hook because he gets bodied by a suitcase.
Yeah, and Sharky's like, "What a waste of money."
Of money, yeah. Now I can't get the money.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have given Sharky some money.
Yeah, Sharky's a working class man. You gotta give him something.
He has a boat.
Yeah. After that, Bond is stopped by a British. No, he's stopped by the DEA guy, and he's like, "Yeah, they're looking for you,
yeah,
pal."
That you're not slick. We know it's you. Stop. There are laws here. You can't just do this.
Yeah, and he's like, I can cover up only so much, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I get it. And that's why I'm not mad. I'm mad, but I'm not too mad.
Yeah.
You know. And then Bond's like, no, it wasn't me, dude. It was that guy over there. And it's like, Sheriff J.W. No, I wish. They're like, Mr. Bond, you're going to be put back into your British intelligence places. So go. And they bring him to an ominous base where you see a cat and a hand, and Nick's like,
it's Wolfeld. It's happening.
And then it's Robert Brown Q.
Yeah.
M.
Oh, yes. M, not Q.
And he gives the performance of his career because he's like,
oh, it's so good.
He's just like, you were supposed to be in
somewhere else.
Somewhere, Istanbul yesterday.
Yeah, when he was buying his ticket earlier and then left because of he was worried about Felix.
Yeah, and he was just like, yeah, the things came up. He's like, I don't care, Bond, get the fuck, I don't care what your personal vendettas. And it's like,
you have a job.
And Bond should just be like, dude, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
We've done this. We've been around this merry-go-round quite a few times. And
I'm going to run away, Dad.
Yeah. I'm going to go rogue.
And he does.
Yeah, he does. And they almost kill him, but M says, don't. There's too many people around. And he goes, Godspeed 007. And, I like that Robert Brown just straight up hates him now.
It's good.
Yeah. And so how many times has Bond gone rogue?
3 or 4. We got Honor Majesties.
Mm-hmm.
This.
We did it in Man with a Golden Gun, kind of.
Oh, you're right. I wouldn't have counted that. That's a good point.
Did he go rogue in any other one?
Yeah, there's another one. What's Roger Moore's that's trying to be Honor Majesties?
For Your Eyes Only? He does go rogue in that one because they give him a thing that says For Your Eyes Only.
Oh, yeah. He tries to go rogue and then No. I'm thinking of a different one too.
Does he go rogue in Moonraker?
There's one with more where he goes rogue because
Man with the Golden Gun.
no, I think it's another one because remember, M's like, yeah, do it, bro, go rogue. I love you.
That's
this
Man with
is
the Golden
fun.
Gun.
Okay, I think there's another one. I'm gonna count a fourth.
I think the only other time was in Moonraker. It is in Moonraker, because that's where he was like, "Yeah, I was thinking about going to take a trip there," and M's like, "Yeah, sounds like a good idea."
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Wink, wink, and so Moonraker he goes rogue. Okay, so this is the fourth time he's going rogue.
Yeah.
First time, admittedly, with Robert Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But Robert Brown should know about this guy's case file. Like, hey, remember the time that Bond worked for the Mafia?
Yeah. What's the one where he works for the Mafia again?
For Eyes Only. You know, he teams up with them, but that's not like wasn't a rogue thing.
I don't know. Seems kind of roguey to use.
They were all he was getting was like pistachios.
That's a good point. I guess there's no money exchange. It's fine.
Yeah, he's just committing crimes for pistachios.
Yeah, because that's how I was like. Because then at the end, it's. Yeah. No, you're right.
We then go back to Crest's boat, and he's drunk as shit, and he tries banging Sanchez's girlfriend.
Lupa.
And he tries to, he's getting all, I'm going to rape you.
Yeah.
But then they're like, hey, something big showed up on the radar, and he goes down there, and it's a manta ray.
Yeah.
But it's actually Bond.
He goes, why did you show me this? Because they sent their like drone out to look at it.
Mm-hmm. And
he's like, I was about to force myself on a woman, and you're interrupting me.
Yeah. All right. This is what kind of nonsense is this?
Yeah. And then we get a little bit of
action.
A little bit. So the it's an underwater drone. It's not like a flying drone or anything, but it's for some reason it's trailing this giant rope. And that's how Bond like gets up to speed with it and climbs on it. And I'm like, why is it just dragging a rope? It seems so weird.
He knocks out a guy and he
sneaks into the research boat.
But
it's a big boat.
It's
to clarify.
Big old boat.
Yeah. This is like a 3-story boat. Like it's a big research one. Yeah. So they don't notice he's in there yet.
Yeah, and he sneaks into Crest's bedroom, but there's Lupa, and he's like, where is he? Where's Sanchez? She's like, he's not here, and she's like, but where is he? He's like, I don't know. He doesn't tell me. He's like, you're his girlfriend. He's holding a knife to her throat.
Yeah,
he
looks crazy.
Which brings us to our segment: is Bond justified for hurting this woman? Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Well, and also he was expecting Sanchez to be in there.
Yeah.
Or at least Crest, and then it's just her.
Yeah, and then Crest knocks at the door, and he's like, don't tell him anything. And she's like, and Crest's like, there's somebody on board. Lock your door.
Deadbolt it.
Yeah, he's like, have you seen anybody? She's like, no. And he has like the knife still to her back of her, and he's like, those whips, does Sanchez give you those? And he's just like, can you please leave?
Yeah. Who are you? And that's when she fell in love.
Mm-hmm. She falls in love hard. They look outside, and apparently they're in there for all night.
Yeah, because it's real quick cut to day, because it is implied that it's nighttime. Because she's going to bed, he's drunk. And I think he swims up at night, too.
Yeah.
But then we get...
the next morning where Sharky's dead.
Yeah, with some sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of funny. I'll give them that. They have sharks hung up on meat hooks, and then Sharky's also there. I forget what the line is, but he's like,
you don't believe it? They actually call him Sharky.
Oh, yeah. And then double revenge plot.
Yep, Bond goes outside. He grabs a
harpoon gun.
He shoots the guy who was like, they call him Sharky, and he's like, this one's for Sharky.
Stupid.
And it explodes. Like a bunch of sparks come out of it.
It's
like, what?
In traditional Bond, I assume they're just covering that there's no entry wound and it's just up to him. Do you think it's shot in reverse or something? No, because he falls backwards.
Yeah. I mean, And then he jumps in the water, takes the guy's scuba thing, and then we have a big chase sequence where
it lasts a while. And a lot goes on during this too.
Yeah.
It's just a regular day business as usual while Bond's running around underwater.
Yeah, like they're transferring money for cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And
because a seaplane has just landed and they're doing their exchange.
Mm-hmm. And I think they
Some
give
bad
him.
timing.
I think they give him. They're giving $10 million. I think it was.
It's a lot of money because it's those giant bricks are the money ones, but he loses a lot of it too because one of them busts open.
Yeah, but I think it's $10 million because I think he gambles at $5 million.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, maybe he has one of the bricks left or something.
He has a lot of the bricks left.
Mm.
He has at least
cool.
4 or 5 of them. He loses one.
He has his whole suitcase full. But that drone that they used to search for the whatever the big thing on the radar was earlier, turns out that it also is full of money and has a little cargo space in it. There's a lot of bricks of money.
Yeah.
Dang.
Like,
I thought there was like 4.
No, there's at least 10.
Yeah.
Um,
And it looks cool. I thought this whole scene was pretty neat. Kind of seeing a day in the life of a drug smuggler.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like punctuated by Bond ruining it all, which is nice.
I think the one part that annoys me about the scene though is the guy putting like the cocaine in the boat because he's wearing socks and his foot is in the water.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what are you sociopathic freak?
What's wrong
Take the
with
sock
you?
off.
Yeah. It gives me grip.
Like, why? Why would you do that?
I don't know. Bad costume design.
What a weirdo.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bond grabs onto like the line that
the
goes
stupid
onto
rope that's behind the drone.
Yeah. And was this one? No, it wasn't. He somehow, he turns off the drone.
Yeah, well, he
so
doesn't
they can't
turn
get the
it off.
cocaine.
Oh, wait, what is it? So he's stabbing the bricks of cocaine. Like he's ruining their merchandise. And then they look at him with the camera. But maybe the alarm is that the little area right there is opened up. Because then they turn the camera to look at him and
he's stabbing the shit out of cocaine.
Yeah.
Realistically, Bond would have been so high through the majority of this film, and they don't address it.
Yeah, there's so much coke in Bond's face this entire movie.
Yeah,
which I think it's kind of it was probably bad for all the actors' lungs and stuff, but there is shit in the air always in this.
Yeah,
like in the water right now, it's literally foaming white from the cocaine mixing with the water.
Yeah,
it looks great.
We have a nice little chase scene. He grabs onto a thing that's I think connected. No, he shoots like a harpoon.
Yes, he shoots the harpoon into the plane's like the buoy that keeps it afloat in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And
then he does water skis.
Yeah, they couldn't get the skiing in, but they said let's do water skiing instead.
Yeah, and then he gets onto that plane, and they lose one of the bricks of money at least.
Yeah. Because I know he uses one as a like body armor.
Yeah,
like the guy shoots into it a couple times, and then Bond kicks him out of the plane.
He kicked both of them out of the plane. And he flies away with at least
all the money,
at least $10 million.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
there's a lot of money in this movie.
I think that my problem with this movie, as much as I like it, because I do like this movie quite a bit.
Yeah,
I think the action in it sucks.
It's pretty. I don't know. I think it's good for the series. I think it's not as good as our last movie. It's like,
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll accept that this is good compared to like the Moore era, but I feel like
it's
like compared to them on the plane hanging off like the bags of what was it, opium?
Yeah,
and then like the car chase in Germany. Like, that shit was incredible. This is, like, so... The action scenes in this feel so, like...
I think they're
tired.
Bigger. Yeah, and it's bigger, so it's, like, slowed down more, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even, like, the car chase, like, they use tractor-trailers instead, and they don't go as fast.
I think that this is not as creative as they had been in the past. Like, I think that, like, the way they used the car in Living Daylights was very creative, where in this one, everything kind of feels like, oh, let me guess, this is going to happen. Okay.
Oh, it happens.
And I think that, no one has made as many Bond films as John Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that at this point, he's just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I feel like I've done it all.
Yeah. He's like, this is like the best one I can do because we're actually trying to make a movie here, but like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of out of ideas on what to do with the action stuff.
Yeah.
It's also like the movie looks kind of shitty.
Yeah, it's a little flat for a lot of it.
Yeah, I think most movies that take place in Florida in like this time period have this weird look about it.
Yeah, really? It's not even like Miami Vice looking or anything. It's just like
it's that like, oh, they're forced to use natural light.
But yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, oh, the lighting's too good to need anything else.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think I've said this about John Glenn for all of his things. I think his films look flat most of the time, and I think his like lighting is pretty garbo.
Yeah.
Like, there's never a contrast or like a depth of field to anything.
There are times where I would get excited because focus tilted. That should kind of summarize it a lot.
Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
but I think it's all right. He still gets some creative shots in.
He does. I don't know. I think that
it's boring.
Yeah, I think his filmmaking is a little boring.
Yeah.
I feel like while I like his film, a lot of his films, or at least 3 of his films, I just think that it's like every time it's just like, I wish he learned more from Peter Hunt.
Yeah, and Peter Hunt killed it.
Yeah, I wish Peter Hunt directed every Bond film from 1969 to 1995.
Yeah.
Like, if Martin Campbell could have been like the one who replaced him, that's all we needed. We didn't need anybody else in between. Bond then goes to Felix's and he grabs Felix's computer disk.
Yep, and he checks when his next meeting would be.
Yep, and it's a Pam Bouvier at a bar.
Yep.
And he goes there and she's just like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Felix was eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
So I'm here now. Why were you meeting with him?" And she's just like, what was she meeting him about?
I don't remember what they're because I don't know if the Stinger missiles are in place yet. But what was that bodyguard's name, or that henchman's name?
Dario.
So
Dario.
Dario is kind of getting. They're called Stinger missiles. They're like guided RPGs, which they don't really use the guiding in this at all. But normally that's why they're better than just shooting an RPG or like a bazooka.
Mm-hmm.
But they miss every shot in this. But basically, Sanchez is like, "Hey, DEA, back up, or I'm going to use these Stinger missiles and I'm going to shoot American passenger planes down if you don't stop riding me."
Mm-hmm.
And he gets the missiles, and Felix, Bond Girl, and Dario are kind of hatching a plot to get the Stinger missiles away from Sanchez. And Bond finds out about that and uses it as collateral later to get more in Sanchez's pocket.
Wait, Dario is...
Well, I asked you his name, and then you
I
told
thought you
me
were saying,
Dario.
Helener.
Helener, yeah. Wait, is it Helener?
Because Dario is Benicio del Toro, and Benicio
Yeah,
del
not him.
Toro is loyal as fuck.
Yeah, he's perfect.
Yeah, Dario here also. So there's a great moment where she's like,
yeah.
"Are you packing, Bond?" He shows his little gun,
Yeah.
and she's like, and she pulls a shotgun out from under the table, and then
Yeah.
she presses it against Benicio del Toro's balls.
Mm-hmm. And he's perfect in this movie.
Yeah. And a big
even from
fight
his-
scene ensues, which is a lot better than the previous scene.
Mhm. A
Big
lot better.
shootout. I think Pam gets shot in the back by
Yes.
Dario,
Yep.
and the Bond and her get on the boat and they drive off.
Mhm.
And he's like concerned, but she's like, "Oh my god, this body armor is great." He's like, "I could have killed you," and she's like, "Dude, chill the fuck out, bro."
She's like, "I just saved you, bro."
Yeah, and he's like, "You're getting all mad." They also shoot the gas tanks on his car, on his boat. So he's going to run out of fuel very soon.
Mm. While they're out at sea.
Yeah, and they're arguing, and he's like, "Listen, I need you to fly me into Sanchez's place." And she's like, "That's gonna be like nearly impossible." He's like, "I'll give you fucking $50,000." And she's like, "It's gonna cost at least $100,000." He's like, 90. And she's like, "No." He's like,
he says 50, she says 100, and then they keep going down.
They haggle until they get to 75.
Yeah.
And then they start making out, and Bond honks the horn because he's horny. Haha. And they fuck on the boat. Oh, but the boat starts moving again, even though the boat had stopped previously. So
yeah. Whatever.
Through the power of Bond's sex appeal, I guess.
So I kind of remember what happened here. She was meeting with Felix, and there were people at the bar watching her to see who she was meeting there, because she was doing flying for Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Del Toro came over and was like, "Hey, we need you to fly again." And she was like, "No." And then fight ensues.
Okay. The
Stinger missile thing's later with Heller.
Okay. So far, Pam Bouvier, fantastic Bond girl.
Oh, yeah, she's great. Me and Mark disagree about her hairstyle choice. I think it's fine in both scenes, but I like her with like shoulder-length hair better.
I think she looks cuter with the shorter hair.
Mm-hmm.
But
she's great.
Me.
And she's a good actress, which is
very rare.
Yeah, it's been 2 in a row. We've had 2 Well, I think
Kara was great.
Yeah.
Shut your fucking
I was
mouth,
like,
man.
she was a great actress. I think the character, at some points, I was like, okay, come on. He's clearly a spy. His car is shooting missiles.
You loved her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I loved her. And I thought that stuff was creative, and I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting flashbacks to just the worst Bond girls.
Oh, at Tanya Roberts and fucking Kisisuke.
Yeah, and it's...
Yeah, we then go to MI6, and Moneypenny had written up a thing about Bond, and M's like, "Why do you care? Like, fuck him. He'll be fine. He'll come. He always comes back."
Yeah, he's just doing his revenge thing. He'll be back.
Yeah, he's probably working with the mob. I don't know. And he's like, "Who authorized you to think Moneypenny?" And she's just like, "Oh, geez, Also, she aged like crazy between those movies.
Yeah. Well, maybe they thought she looked too young.
Yeah. Probably.
Like, hey, less makeup this time.
She's got way more makeup on.
Maybe the opposite then. She does look old. Maybe it's the desk.
Yeah,
the desk just brings out the old.
The desk just ages someone like crazy.
Because
it's the island in the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Old. Yeah,
it's a newer movie.
It is.
It
wasn't a good movie.
Yeah, but I did not see it. Dennis did not like it.
Yeah. Anyway, she calls she's like, Q branch, please. And and then we go to Bond going to a hotel, and they sign it in her name, and he starts throwing out tips like they're fucking nothing. He's like, $100 to you, $300 to you. Have a good day, buddy.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm fucking making myself noticeable.
Yeah.
And then
I want them to know I exist.
Yeah, then he goes to the bank and deposits, I think, $2 million into the bank.
I think it's 5. Because 2 was the payout for Ed earlier. If I recall, it's $5 million.
I don't think he puts all of it in the bank, though.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, he has $5 million.
Yeah, I think he puts 2 of it in the bank because he uses the rest of it to play cards.
Well, he only uses he starts with $250,000 gambling. The next scene after the bank, where he has deposited a huge amount of money into Sanchez's bank, which he owns, he then proceeds to go to the casino that Sanchez owns and bets. They finally play blackjack, which is nice. He bets $250,000 with $5,000 bets, and then he asks for another $500,000 and unlimited, where he starts betting either 10 or 20 per hand, and he's playing like 6 hands at a time too.
Yeah,
he's trying to get noticed.
Yeah. Also, we should note that they also focus on this group of
Oh yeah,
Asian people.
yeah. It's because it's weirdly in focus in one
I think
shot.
they're from Hong Kong.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're well. A little spoiler for in a couple minutes, but they're the Hong Kong DEA, which is kind of weird because MI6 would know about them because they're a British entity at this point. But
Bond's rogue.
oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, they said he's been working on the case for years, and I was like, but I feel like Bond would have
probably not been working on that case at all.
But he just like was on the case where he caught him. But I
that
guess it's only been like a day.
But he wasn't on the case to catch him. He was on the case. He joined the case to catch him because Felix needed him to do that.
That's true.
And then it got squashed within 15
4
hours.
seconds.
So it didn't really matter. But
and he quit before he would have got briefed.
Yeah, we also have our Bond going into a casino moment, which is Dalton's only time in a casino. How do you think he did? How do you think he fared?
I thought it was all right.
He doesn't look natural in the casino.
No, yeah. I still think Connery probably had the best, like,
presence in a casino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger did not.
I think it's because Connery comes off as I think every time we talk about Connery, or what we imagine of Bond, I realize that it is just what Connery is, because Connery just comes off as like a degenerate gambler and a fucking an angry drunk.
It's like they cast the original one really well to how the stories go.
Yeah. We also go back to Robert Davi as Sanchez, and he has an iguana with a diamond necklace, and he's watching Wayne Newton ask for money, and what they're doing is they're selling, I think, coke through this donation thing.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a cool process. It's like a televised it's a telethon, so they're trying to raise money for this like laundering scheme that they have, and the way obviously all the different buyers and sellers are watching this equivalent of a live stream, and the way they set the price for how much the coke will cost is how much the total required for the day is. So they're trying to raise $22,000. So I don't know if that was like the price per kilo or something.
Yes.
But then each place calls in and says, we're going to donate $100, and that's them ordering 100 kilos.
No, they're donating $100,000.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They're like, and so that's how much they're buying off of Sanchez. And like the guy, and then like his little associate, Truman Lodge, is like played by Anthony Stark, who played Jimmy in Seinfeld. He's like, holy shit, they bought it. They bought they bought our new price.
Yeah, because they like ran the numbers that he could raise the money, and he was like, all right, let's try it. And he's like, yeah, they're buying. It worked. They're so dumb.
Yeah, and then while that's happening, they're like, hey, some guy is betting a lot of money down there, and it's Bond. And
But he does not know Bond yet. No. The only person who has seen Bond so far is Del Toro.
And Crest.
And Crest, yeah. Well, no. Oh, yeah, Crest did see him.
Yeah.
Why he doesn't... Oh, no, because he doesn't see him again.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, wait, why didn't he recognize him when he was getting blamed? But he's underwater.
Yeah. So Sanchez doesn't really give a shit. He's just like, I don't care. Like, that's fine. Like, let them live.
This millionaire, whatever.
Yeah, and then Bond starts winning, and he wins a lot of money. It's definitely in the millions.
It's a great shot because he has all the chips piled up in front of him on the table.
He definitely has like what, 5 mil wins?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe 3.
Well, each chip is 10,000, and he has piles. But like it's taking like nobody else could sit at the table because of how much space his chips are taking up now.
Yeah. So anyway, he sends Lupa down there to make him lose, and he looks at Pam. He's like, Pam, I want you to get me a dry martini, shaken, not stirred. and he says it very angrily because he wants her to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And then she does, and she's all bitter, mad about it. Also, she got a haircut. And she looks fantastic with it. I don't care what great. Nick says.
No, she looks great. I liked the longer hair more.
I like the short hair thing. I like the dress. The sparkly dress looks
nice.
The
sparkly dress is really cool. And the tearaway bit of it after is cool for her to easy access to her gun.
Oh, yeah. Pam Bouvier is one of my favorite Bond girls so far.
Yeah, she's really good.
And I like Lupa.
Lupa's also great.
Wait, is
and
it
the
Lupe?
iguana is great.
I think it might be Lupe.
Might be. It's probably Lupe. Well,
we're gonna say Lupe for the rest of the podcast.
So it's half and half.
Yeah.
Halfway
We're talking
about
name
the
change.
same character. Yeah.
So Bond loses the first hand, and he's like, "Huh, I guess my luck changed." And she's like, I think I'm gonna leave."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You should get out of here
forever,
like,
and go on a plane."
And
but he leaves all his chips on the table.
He does. So whoever was just like wandering by,
there's the shot.
Must have been like, "Huh,
interesting.
I guess I'll just take these."
I'll play where he left off.
And actually, I'm gonna call it. So, take it.
Yeah, one hand, and you go, "I'm gonna cash out."
Yeah. Yeah, and so she's like, so Pam Bouvier is like really possessive over Bond, which is interesting because I don't think we've ever had that happen.
I feel like we might have.
When?
Someone who's jealous of split attention. I feel like I've seen it before, but I can't recall where.
Like, maybe... Oh, I mean, kind of Sylvia Trench, but she's more jealous of the fact that he has a job.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You were supposed to have sex with me when you went to Jamaica. I haven't seen you in months."
I forgot about her.
How can you forget about... Yeah, see, you're the reason why we got fucked over and Tomorrow Never Dies, Nick.
Yeah, they said, nobody will remember the name. We can't do that. Name her Sharky.
Dude, she just showed up. "James, been a long time." "Yes, it's been a long time, Sharky." Yeah, so when Bond walks away with
Lupa.
I thought we changed it.
I thought we changed it to Lupe, yeah.
And Pam like looks off and is like starts drinking the martini. She just chugs it, and she's like, "Oh, that was disgusting."
Yeah.
And are you writing her name on your hand?
I'm just writing Pay so I don't forget.
And so Lupe brings him up to talk to or to meet Sanchez, and Sanchez is like, "Who are you, dude?"
Yeah.
He's like, "That's a lot of money you won." He's just like, "Yeah," and I thought my luck was gonna run out. And he's like, "That's a good quality in a man."
Yeah. And he's doing some espionage, walking around the room looking at stuff, and he notices the glass to his office is like class 3 bulletproof.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna need explosives if he wants to try to get in that way.
Mm-hmm. And he also looks out. There's like another building straight across, and he can be like, "All right, that's my sniper point."
A sniper's nest, perfect.
And then he's like, "So, Mister," he grabs his passport. He's like, "You're well traveled."
We get our James Bond scene. He goes, "My name's Bond, James Bond," and he goes for the handshake, and Heller goes, "Go sit over there." Yeah. Get out from behind his desk.
Yeah. It's also in this scene where I'm like, I wish Timothy played the role 10 years prior, because like that hair is thinning.
Yeah, this scene there's one where he gets out of the water or something.
Yeah,
and it's all slick black
like,
and it's looking a little thin. But I'm okay with it. I don't really care that much.
It's just that, I don't know, you gotta hide it better.
Yeah, it does make him look older.
But regardless, Davi's like, "So what are you?" He's like, "I'm a professional, I help people solve problems." He's like, "Oh, you're a problem solver." He's like, "No, I'm more of a problem eliminator, if you catch my drift."
And they're winking back and forth at each other.
Yeah, and he's just like, "I think you could use me. I'm a lot better than these fucking schlubs you got here." And they're all like, "What the fuck, dude?"
She just goes, "So you're going to come here and try to get my attention and do all this shit just to make fun of my bodyguards?"
Yeah, and Sanchez is like, "Listen, dude, you seem like a good guy. I'm gonna keep your passport for a couple days. You know, you're not gonna need your gun because it's a very safe city.
Yeah.
And enjoy the casino if you want.
Yeah.
Like, you're welcome to the casino. And Bond's like, cool. And then he leaves. And he goes to the hotel with Pam, and they're told that his uncle has arrived. Yeah. And Bond is like, my fucking uncle?
My uncle? I don't have an uncle.
He's like, I don't have an uncle. I'm going to have one at my house at Skyfall who tends to my guns. But
the house man.
Yeah.
And then
she tears off the bottom of her dress and pulls out a little gun, and Bond cocks it.
Yeah.
And she pulls out another gun from her purse, but he's like, stay here.
Yeah.
And he goes in there and pushes his uncle into a chair and onto the ground, and he holds the gun to him, and he's like, oh, 007!
Yeah.
He's like, Q, what the hell are you doing here? He's like, I'm on leave. I thought I would see how you're doing. God damn.
And then I could have killed you.
Yeah.
And then Pam kicks in the door and is ready to blast both of them.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, who is that?
He's like, it's my uncle. And she's like, well, I'm his cousin. He's like, oh, that must be we were related.
Yeah. Oh, we're related.
And Q is like, I have, he's like, if it wasn't for me, you would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah.
And Bond's
look in my sack of gadgets.
And he brought a sack. This is like one of the best Q scenes of the series.
There's him getting knocked in the chair was great.
Yeah.
And I know we've in the past said we don't like Q in the field, but this movie is great in the field.
Well,
I
it's
love it.
because they give him a realistic, logical reason to be in the field.
Yeah.
Him and Money, because Bond is rogue, Moneypenny's gone rogue, Q's going rogue to protect his friend.
Yeah.
And I think that if they never had him in the field before, and this was the first time, I would have loved that, because I think like you have this whole dynamic of like these two guys who started off as like bitter rivals, where like he was just like, oh, I'm gonna grab your toys and I'm gonna break them, and then they slowly, gradually gain a respect for one another.
Yeah,
it's like, and then they get to this point where Q's like, where Moneypenny's like, Bond needs help, and Q on the other line is like, oh, I don't give a shit. Do you see what he did to my car the last time, like 2 months ago? And she's like, he needs help.
I'm not gonna give him a car in this movie.
And he's just like, Q, that's your son. He's just like, you're right. He is my son. I've given him his many cars and his many watches,
all the toys.
Yeah, and and then he would go, and then it's like Q's in the field for the first time. Q's gone rogue. Everyone's rogue. It's so good. Right.
That would have been great.
Yeah, but instead he's been in the field in every Roger Moore movie practically. He gives him like plastic explosive toothpaste. Mm-hmm. He gives him a gun that can only read his fingerprints. It's also in the shape of a camera.
Yes, which I think is pretty dumb. I think the idea of the gadget's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It like you said, it's in the shape of a camera. It's actually a gun. And it comes in a briefcase with all the parts to make it a gun. Mm-hmm. So why does it look like a camera?
Yeah.
If you have to add a barrel and a scope and a buttstock to it, like, is it a gun? Somebody's gonna open the case and go, "This is a gun."
Yeah. Why does this camera have a sniper rifle on it?
Yeah. But it's I do like the palm reading stuff. I think that kind of makes it sound like astrology, but it reads your palm to make sure you're the person assigned to the gun.
Yeah,
which I think is pretty cool. I like that tech.
Pam almost kills Q by shooting a laser Polaroid camera at him, mm-hmm. and it ends up hitting a picture of the president, and it also X-rays people, which I'm like, I don't know the real purpose of this camera.
Yeah. Because it would be, if it X-rayed people, that'd be an interesting camera. But it also will burn them while you're taking a picture of them. So and it X-rayed the picture too and showed the bones of the guy in the picture.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Good gag. Then we go to Sanchez meeting with the guys from Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, you're going to pay me $100 million, I think. For my protection, or for your protection. And they're like, why would we do that?
Yeah.
The Hong Kong guy is like, he's like, I need to see some hardware first. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, tomorrow I'll bring you to my thing and we'll have fun.
I'll show you the processing plant for the cocaine.
Bond is getting ready to do his assassination on Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
And he pretends to be a waiter. He sneaks up there.
Good espionage scene.
Mm-hmm, and he climbs on the roof. A pigeon jumps out. He gets spooked. And Helena...
I also get spooked.
Yeah, Helena looks over, and he's like, what was that? And he looks out the window, and he sees nobody. Bond's laying down. He's taking the toothpaste, and he's like crawling on the ground. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's great.
And he puts in like this cigarette thing into it that will be like detonate the plastic explosive.
Yeah, it's like a radio detonator disguised as a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, then he goes down. He's gonna go across the street into a sniper nest. And he talks to Q, and he's like, Q, go home. And Q's like, but I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm on leave, 007. I don't understand.
It's just starting.
Yeah.
All I did was give you stuff.
He's like, I literally have a vacation here.
Yeah, that's a good point. He goes, you're only half of the reason I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm also taking a vacation.
Yeah. He's like, also my wife lives here. Not that you would know. Not that you've ever asked. Wait, does that happen? Yeah, it does.
His wife?
No, not the wife. I'm saying, does he talk to him first?
He might talk to him after.
No, because he gets captured.
I'm pretty sure he tells him to leave like
40
twice.
times.
Yeah. He's like, Q, please leave.
I was forgetting the part where he like glided down the thing.
Okay.
And he grabbed the statue's boob.
Yeah.
But Q, he tells Q to fuck off, and Bond goes up there. He makes the sniper thing with the camera, which I'm loving it. Love when I see shit like that.
Yeah.
He looks into the sniper scope, and he looks into the thing. He sees Sanchez, and he pans over, and he sees Helena, and he sees Pam Bouvier.
Yeah. Why are you in there?
Yeah, his eyes widen full of rage.
Yeah,
He's
it looks great.
This bitch has betrayed me? ?
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah. While that's happening, the president of the country is there, and he's getting paid off by Sanchez, which is played by Pedro Almodovar, who Karim Bey from Russia with Love, his son.
Karim Bey, yeah. I couldn't remember his name earlier when you were talking about him.
I literally had forgotten. I was panicking. I was getting actually kind of like sweaty to think like I'm not gonna remember the name when I get there, but it poured out. So I'm very happy about that.
One of the better not Felixes.
Mm-hmm. Probably the best non-Felix Felix.
Yeah, he's definitely top 3 for me.
He's probably better than any of the Felixes.
That's a good point. Yeah, he might be so good at not Felix that he breaks into the Felix chart.
Yeah. I mean, because 9 times out of 10, Felix sucks.
Yeah. 7 out of 10.
What?
There's a couple good ones.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking back, and I'm going to miss Felix now.
He's coming back.
I thought you said he doesn't come back.
Well, not in these.
Yeah.
All right, Nick,
Felix does not come back in this series.
He
comes back, Nick.
The amount of distance between Felix from now into Casino Royale is significantly shorter than Felix from Live and Let Die to Living Daylights.
Okay.
That was 7 films.
And what do we have now?
4.
Okay.
So you'll have 4 without Felix.
I thought he had 6. I'm glad
Brosnan?
he only has 4. Yeah.
You're glad he only has 4. My favorite Bond. You're going to say, I'm glad he has 4.
Yeah.
What a dick. Well, I mean, this is almost the second one, so.
That would have been something.
Yeah. So then he detonates the Bond detonates the explosive to go off, and he's about to shoot Sanchez, but then the worst part of the movie happens. A ninja attacks him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We gotta have ninjas anytime somebody who's Asian shows up in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and they end up beating Bond. And
yes, there are 2 of them, 2 ninjas. And he gets netted. They try to shoot him, which seems weird when we find out who they are. Why they would?
Well, because they probably think he's an assassin.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because the other guy comes and is like, "That's Bond."
Yeah.
God damn it, Bond.
Yeah. So they go. So they have him. They have him. He's coming. He's like bleeding. He's like bleeding a lot from the head. That guy definitely has a concussion. And
if he didn't, he's gonna.
Yeah, and he's laying there. They're like, "Who are you?" And why do you have a gun, like a palm reading gun? And then a British guy comes in. That's Agent 007.
Yeah, that's
like,
British tech.
Yeah, that is. Why do you have this? And it's just, and then Bond is like, "Oh shit, he's gonna get in trouble. Oh shit, he's gonna get in trouble. Oh shit, he's gonna get in trouble."
Oh man. And tank explosion.
Yeah, Helena comes in with a tank. Oh, sorry, go back. Before the glass breaks, the president, he's being, I don't know how this deal works, and then he's just like, "Well, remember, Mr. President, you're only president for life."
Ah, yes.
So that was important. That's
a good line.
It's an important part.
Is it important to the rest of the movie?
It is.
Is it?
Because it shows why Sanchez gets away with everything.
Oh, okay.
Because he literally is pretty much the president of the country.
Yeah.
So anyway, Bond, they're like, "Why do you have this?" And he's like, "007, blah blah blah." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "We're from the Hong Kong DEA. We've been working with this for years, and we're finally getting along into Sanchez's like place. And you're gonna fuck this up for us, dude. Like, you're done. You're done." And but Helena comes in with a tank, and he blows the shit out of it. So everyone dies.
Yeah, the safe house they're in gets shot like 4 times with a tank,
and
it is pretty brutal.
Yeah,
good.
And then the guy, the girl is freaking out, and she looks at the main Hong Kong guy, and he's like, "Don't let them take you alive."
Yeah.
As he puts in cyanide in his mouth, and she runs out and then gets mowed down by a gun.
Yeah. Well, she kills one guy.
She kills one guy, but
with karate,
she gets taken down pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the next guy kills her.
And then Sanchez grabs the Hong Kong guy, and he's like, "Who are you working for?" He has a cyanide pill, and then he's just like, he gets so mad he starts shooting his dead body.
Yeah, I love when they do that.
And then they find Bond, and he's just like
strapped to a table with the dead guy on top of him. So it looks like he was captured. And boy, is that a stroke of luck.
Yeah, this is probably the one time Bond's life where he's like, "I'm so glad I got captured."
Yeah, man, that was perfect. Because then he wakes up in Sanchez's house, and we get Mark's favorite sculpture of all time.
Yeah, it's like a fish with a baby face. I love it.
It's terrible. I wakes up thinking he's in hell, and Mark goes, "I want that in my room."
Because just imagine waking up every morning and looking, sitting up and seeing that thing staring back at you.
The thrill of your heart racing, looking directly into a demon.
Yeah, you wouldn't like that?
Am I awake from the nightmare, or is it just starting?
Yeah. You're in the in-between period between dreams and reality. You don't know.
Oh, man. That's deep.
Anyway, he's talking to Sanchez, and basically he's like, "Yeah, I'm a former British secret agent."
Yeah. I don't know who those people were, though.
Yeah. Well, he was like, they're people that were like, they were planning to kill you.
Yeah, it's like a hit squad.
Yeah. And they're like, "Well, why were you there?" And they're like, "I don't know. They thought I was going to warn you because they recognized me from hanging out there." And they're
at the casino, yeah.
At the casino, and they're like, "But why would they know you?" And he's like, "Well, I'm a former British spy, and I put some of their people away." Yada yada yada, and he's just like, "Oh." So this is where and because he admitted that, Sanchez is like, "I can trust this guy."
Yeah, and he also says, "Who do you think would do that? Who would hire a hit squad?" They said they were going to get paid tomorrow because Bond knows that Crest is it Crest who's coming?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Crest is coming to visit him tomorrow, and so he's letting Sanchez put the pieces together himself. He's just giving him all the equipment to
do so.
Yeah, to write his own death note.
Yeah, and I love this and then I think
so good.
I think he's Lupe. Wait, does he talk to Lupe? No, yeah, he talks to Lupe, and him and Lupe find a way to get off the island together.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, or do they fuck first?
No, that's towards the
That's
end.
later.
Yeah. That's like right before the end.
They get off the island together, and he goes back to the hotel, and Pam is freaking out. She's just like, is he okay? And he's like, oh, 007 always returns. It's okay. He'll destroy. He'll live to destroy another beautiful creation.
Yeah, anything I make, it has to be destroyed by him. So
yeah,
he'll be back.
He'll be back to ruin my life. And the way they get off the island though was pretty cool because Bond like just hangs off on a boat.
Yeah, and it I'm glad because it looks dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not this perfect plan where he's like in some storage container that's on the ship. He's literally dangling off the edge of the boat as she drives away.
Yeah.
And he's in like a white shirt getting soaked.
Also, there's a part I should mention. So after Bond tells Sanchez, and Sanchez is like, you're staying here, by the way, because like enjoy my hospitality, and I don't want you off this island until like everything that you're saying is proven true. He walks away, and Helenor's like, there's something you should know about Bond, and he's like, what, he's a former British secret agent? And he's like, how the fuck did you know that?
Yeah.
He's like, I know things.
Yeah, he's my buddy now.
I'm making a bracelet with Bond. We're gonna have a bracelet that says besties.
I asked him to sleep over, and he's gonna.
We're gonna talk about girls.
He's gonna have sex with my girlfriend.
It's gonna be great. Bond bursts into the hotel and he slams the door and he throws Pam on the bed very aggressively and puts a gun right to her face, I believe.
Yep.
He grabs
Puts
her
her
own gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, why the fuck are you working for Sanchez? And then
I saw you in that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the confused part that I had earlier where I was talking about the Stinger missiles now. So Sanchez has bought 3 or 4 Stinger missiles that... Is his name Heller?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Heller has got him these missiles, and Pam is trying to... One of the things she had going with Felix was to get Heller to like not give him the stingers, so to get them away from him so he doesn't have them. And that's why they were meeting in secret. But it turns out Bond also fucked up her plans because now he is pulled out of the deal because he's worried and all the security's been tripled now. So he messed up the Hong Kong DEA's plans as well as her and Felix's. And she goes, your personal vendetta's like kind of fucking everything up, don't you think?
Yeah.
And it's great.
And he realizes he's in the wrong, and he slowly hands her gun back, and they make up. And then he's like, Q, you can stay. And Q's like, oh boy!
Yeah, I like there was an immediate threat of a like double agent in the building, and he goes, Q, get out of here. And Q just like sits patiently in the living room waiting for them to figure it out.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm gonna wait. I want to see how this plays out.
He's like, I know my way around a pistol.
Yeah.
I'll kill her.
He's like, I'll kill her with my magic watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll saw her in half. Slowly and painfully, Bond.
And then we transition to the 3 of them working together again. So again, Q is not left.
Yeah, and she steals. She takes
they
control.
pretend to be the harbor pilots, so the people that bring the larger boats into the harbor, so that the actual captain doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah, and they end up crashing.
Yeah, she
for no reason. I don't think really.
No, yeah, I think it's to maybe throw everybody off their game type thing. Like maybe it gets people out of the bottom. Because she just throws it in full throttle and drives it into the pier.
Yeah.
And during this, Bond's getting ready to board from underneath. Because this is Crest's boat. So this is that large research vessel that we had the plane drug deal go down on earlier.
Mm-hmm. And Bond and Bond and Pam are... Well, Pam lets Bond into the boat.
Yep, through the
and
basement.
Then Bond is pulling up this sack of money.
Yes.
From the water that Q has on the boat, and they're gonna put it inside this container.
It's a so when the scuba divers come back up, if you've been very low, you can't just come right up to the surface. You have to be in a decompression room. So it'll slowly bring you back to atmospheric pressure. It's the same thing like astronauts have to do too. And we get to see what can happen when you turn it all the way up and then instantly open the door, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I would say the most gruesome kill we've had.
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty rough.
I can't think of one off the top of my head, but if I go back to Thunderball, I'll probably find something. So I always do.
Yeah, we haven't had a ton of.
I mean, we also had that
talk.
on Her Majesty's Secret Service one where he strangles the guy to death with the ski.
Yeah, that one's pretty rough. It looks rough too. This one, I think it's just because
his head blows up.
Yeah, it's like when people blow, because even like we have like Live and Let Die, but that one's like comedic.
Yeah.
Like this feels like disgusting. Like I feel dirty after this. I'm like, damn, I don't want to die that way. Whereas, what's his face became a balloon,
which is like a way you want to die.
Yeah.
Well, so they put all the money in there, and also Crest fucked up because he was like, "Oh, I'm surprised to see you, Sanchez," and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm full of surprises."
Yeah.
And they go down there, and he sees it full of money, and he's like, "You were gonna fucking pay off all those people." He's like, "That's not my money." He's like, "I know it's not your money because it's my money."
Yeah, because that's Crest, if you remember, also just got robbed by Bond. That's where he got all this money. So Crest is like, "Hey, I don't have money. I was robbed." Sanchez has believed him, and now he's like, "Wait, did you get robbed, or are you screwing me?"
Yeah, or using the money that you were supposed to get for me to pay for my death.
Yeah, and that's Bond has been sprinkling these little breadcrumbs for him to put together himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wonderful.
And they throw him in the compression tank. His head explodes. Bond watches it in delight.
Yeah, he literally like he's in hiding and he kind of like peeks out to watch it. It's like, damn, bro.
He's like, this is actually pretty fucking sick.
Relax. Damn.
Also, that was the most unrealistic part of the film is that Pam goes underwater or goes into the water while there's two goons in the thing, and I don't care how slowly you get into
splash.
Yeah, you make a sound going into water.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and try to find out what just went in the water.
Yeah. And what the fuck was that? Anyway, so Bond he gets his revenge on Crest, and now then he sneaks back aboard. Or he tells them he's gonna sneak aboard Sanchez's island, and Sanchez goes back, and he goes into the room. Bond's in bed, and he's just like, "My friend, here's a couple like $2,000 for you because like that was
that's some good intel.
That was some good intel. What else do you know, buddy?"
Yeah,
Well, Bond is just like, "Oh, just Crest, huh?" And
yeah, wow, like, one guy, huh?
He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You don't think anyone's stupid enough to take you on their own?" And Sanchez's like, "I like you. I really like you. We're gonna hang out tomorrow. We're gonna go to the cocaine labs."
Yeah. He goes, "I'm gonna take you on the field trip."
And Bond's like, "To where?" He's like, "It's a surprise."
Yeah. We're going on a yoga retreat. Mm-hmm. And then this is when we
Lupia.
get Lupe comes in the room and he's like, "Why are you here?" She's like, "I love you." It's like, oh
yeah. And then they have sex.
Oh yeah, he spends the night because he was supposed to leave, but he did not again.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to stay.
And then we go back to the hotel. Pam and Q are getting ready to do another mission thing, and then Lupe shows up, and she's just like, "I need to talk to you. James is in trouble. You need to go get him. He's going to be here. That's where they're taking him.
Yeah.
Like, go help him." And they're like, "Why are you helping us?" She's like, I love him so much." And Pam's like,
"Of course you do."
She's like, "What the fuck?" And the best part is that like it cuts to a close of Q, and Q rolls his eyes like, "Oh god."
Yeah. It's, they're gonna fight over him.
He's like, he's not even worth it.
Yeah, and he kind of explains it to her too. He's like, "Hey, this is what you got to do sometimes."
Yeah,
you gotta play the cards.
The best is when Lupe she leaves and she's and then Pam's like, "I just love James so much."
Yeah,
She's like, I can't believe I'm not gonna go save him. He's like, oh God, like, listen. Sometimes he has to put his dick in things to get the job done. It's not personal.
Yeah, it's just the job.
It's just what he has to do. So they make a thing where they're following him to they're following him a bit, and she has to go to a plane, right? And he was like pretending he's like sweeping.
Yeah, so he's just sweeping the road by Sanchez's house to see when they leave, and he's like, "Oh, they left in a convoy. It's 3 cars. Like, keep an eye out for it." And she goes to the airport, and Sanchez is doing something to her plane, and I don't know if they were upgrading it or just like doing maintenance on it. But she was like, "I need a plane," and they were like, "No plane, sorry." And then she
steals one.
Yeah, she steals a crop duster.
I wonder if Mrs. Bell was still getting a flying lesson on that one.
That would have been great. She's just in the back seat of her plane now. That would have been.
That's a lesson for today.
Yeah, and she flies towards. What's it called?
Sanchez's Island. It's an institute. It's a meditation institute.
Yeah.
Where Wayne Newton is the head of.
Yeah.
And Truman Lodge talks about how like this was made as a front, but they've kept it operational because it makes actually quite a profit.
Yeah. Oh my God, people really buy into this cult stuff. So.
Yeah. And they tell them all to put masks on. Like Bond and the Hong Kong people from the other who weren't part of the DEA.
Yeah, that are all there. I wonder if they were part of. No, they must. It was probably just him who was DEA.
And they put all face masks on, and then Dario shows up,
and Bond goes, "Oh,"
and he's Bond's like, "Oh shit," and Dario is like, "Huh, I know that thin-haired man."
Oh no!
And Dario is like, he also shows him the stingers.
Yes, the Stinger missiles are in his helicopter, and he says, "I'm gonna keep these near me at all times now."
Yeah, and but Dario is like, "Who's the new guy?" And he's like, "Someone I thought could be useful." And Dario's like, "I know that fucking head.
Yep,
I know that fucking
melon.
Those eyes." Those squinty fucking eyes, man. Pam goes to the meditation institute as well, and she's like, "Oh, I have a donation. I want to see the professor. I want to see Wayne Newton."
Yeah, and they're like, "Okay, shut up." And then she opens her sack and shows thousands on thousands. It's just stacks of money in her little bag. And
they're like,
"Okay,
yeah, okay." And then he immediately wants to bang her.
Oh yeah. And she becomes a honorary member.
Yeah, and they're in bed, and he's just like,
"It's soundproof."
Yeah, it's soundproof, so no one can hear anything you do. She's like, "Oh yeah." She have a surprise for you, and she pulls up her skirt, pulls out a gun, and she's just like, "Give me your keys."
Yeah. He goes, "Ha."
He's like, "You're not gonna do it," and she shoots. He's like, "Okay," and then she's like, leaves. He goes, "Bless your heart."
Hey, I love you.
He's like, "That was great."
Yeah. Normally I have to pay for that.
Also, when they put on the face masks, it's because Truman Lodge is like, there's so much cocaine in the air that we don't want our investors getting a coke habit.
Yeah,
but they take the masks off constantly.
Well, once it becomes an emergency, then nobody cares anymore. But they take it off they're in like a lab room.
How topical. Just kidding. No, I mean,
once they get within 6 feet of each other, they take the masks off.
Well, no, there's like a part every time like the guy talks, he takes his mask, pulls his mask down.
Oh, that's because he's a crazy drug addict already.
Yeah,
you could see it inside. That's how he's the Flash.
But everybody takes like the thing off.
That's true. Maybe they just want the coke.
He wasn't the Flash, Nick. He was a villain in the Flash.
Was he fast?
No.
Oh wow.
He was a guy who took over television sets in the 50s.
Oh. Wow. Their grand scheme is that they mix the cocaine with gasoline so that they can ship it. And then they're showing them the process of how they separate it later on.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that means they can take like at least $20 million or $55 million worth of cocaine in the tanker.
Yeah, per tanker, and they have 4 or 5.
Yeah, so they have a lot,
of
cocaine.
Dineros.
Yeah. So my other big problem with this movie is I think Dario should have been used more.
I know. I feel like it's weird that he is absent for the middle of the movie. Like, it goes from the bar scene and then we see him. I'm guessing it was like, they're like, we need somebody to have seen Bond and then not interact with him again. But I wish we saw a little something with him because he's such a good actor.
He's probably the best part or the best performance in the film.
Oh, yeah. He's incredible.
Yeah, you can see why, of all the people in this movie, he's the one who has a career after.
Yeah. That's still going strong.
Yeah. I mean, Dalton had a career, but not in the immediate aftermath of this. Like,
did he play, like, Bond-esque characters?
Yeah.
Is he the November Man?
No, it's Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, okay.
Pierce Brosnan's got it the worst. Well, no, Lazenby got the worst because they casted him and things, and then like they realized, oh wait, no,
the hippie movement's gone.
Yeah,
you're out of here.
Yeah, by 1975, his career was dead, and then they only cast him in James Bond-esque parts after that.
Oh, that sucks.
Roger Moore, they just didn't cast anymore
because he was dead.
Yeah. And then Dalton had a mixture. He did like some stuff and then other things. But there's a lot of shitty action movies that he had to do because like that's all they wanted him as.
Yeah, I could see him being in like Hallmark type like rom-com movies.
Yeah. He did a TV miniseries that was a sequel to Gone with the Wind.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. I could picture him doing something like that.
Yeah, he was in a lot of great British romance stuff in the 80s, but then he did Bond and it kind of hurt his career a bit.
Yeah, just make sure that.
Yeah. Until he made a major comeback in Toy Story 3.
Who's he playing in Toy Story 3?
Mr. Pricklepants. He's the one who's like, I'm a Shakespearean actor.
That's wonderful. I love that.
And he was in Hot Fuzz.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Skinner.
Yeah, it's funny because I can picture him. He made a good old man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I hate him in that movie, too.
Yeah.
That's good.
What are things we can bash out of your brain?
Wow, you just rocked my world.
Yeah.
All those...
Give it 2 weeks, Nixon be like, I think Timothy Dalton's my favorite actor of all time.
Oh, my God, you're right.
So when they all take their masks off and Dario's like, I know that cocksucker.
Yeah.
And he puts a knife to his back. Oh no, he puts a gun to his back. And he's just like, don't move. And Sanchez is smiling and looks up and sees Dario doing that to Bond. He's like, oh no.
I liked him.
That's my BFF.
And we get Bond
fucks everything up.
Yeah, Sanchez goes, look, it's cocaine, or if it's somebody who gets it that we don't like, it lights on fire because it's gasoline. So he lights the fire, and then Bond goes, I'm going to take that and throw it. And he takes the flaming vial and just throws it against the wall.
Yeah, and it causes a big old fire, and everyone's in panic, and they beat the shit out of Bond.
Yep.
And all the investors are running out of there, terrified. And Sanchez is like, who are you working for? You son of a bitch. And like Bond is not working for anybody, so he doesn't say anything. And Helena save like the tankers because like that sort of thing. And then like he's like, forget the lab. And then the financial guy Truman is just like, dude, this lab is like $30 million.
Bro, we just finished this.
And he's like, yeah, but the tankers are worth like $55 million in each.
Yeah.
Like, fucking forget the lab.
Yeah.
He's like, we can make this lab's money back in a day.
Yeah.
With one tanker, and we have 4 of them. Like, get over it. And he goes, go help Helner. And this is the first time where Truman's like, I fucking hate this guy so much. They throw Bond on the conveyor belt where they like cut the cocaine.
Yeah, it's a giant grinder.
Yeah, and that's where they convert it. They begin to convert it into gasoline.
So it comes in bricks, like the stereotypical cocaine brick, and then they got to break it up to mix it with the gasoline so it dissolves in it.
Yeah.
So it's these giant spinning
grinders.
Yeah, the thing you wouldn't want your legs to go in.
Yeah, and they're gonna put Bond in there, and they put him on the conveyor belt. He starts going there. He grabs on the poles, and Sanchez keeps kicking his fingers, and he's just like, he's like, who else in your organization, blah, blah, blah. And Sanchez doesn't give a shit. But he's like, but what about the Stingers? And he's like, hold up. He's like, what do you know about Stingers? And he's just like, Hellner, Stingers,
you
kill?
should go look at them.
And he's like, thanks for the tip. And then he tells them to turn the thing back on again. And he leaves. Which is like, I don't know what Bond was. Do you really think that Sanchez was like gonna be that dumb to really like?
Yeah, let you live.
Yeah.
I don't like that he does it. Because he's like sabotaging another spy mission. Like the first one, he's turning a bad guy on a bad guy. But this time he's turning somebody who's trying to help them in. He's like a little rat.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's trying to take the Stingers right now. And he's like, oh, go look, he's stealing the Stingers to save himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have died to let the other guy finish. But I'm glad he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because his mission's more important than the Stingers.
Yeah, and they use the Stingers anyway.
Yeah. Well, not on pedestrians, but you want to sign Del Toro out?
Oh, yeah. So Del Toro, he jumps onto the thing and he spits on Bond, which I'm like, you know he fucking improv that.
Oh, and he's got his bloody nose because he got headbutt by Bond.
Oh my god,
great!
It's fantastic. Pam comes into the thing, and Del Toro starts cutting the rope because Bond's hanging off the conveyor belt through like the ties on his hands, and if he lets go, and then he's falling in. Mm-hmm. And Del Toro is about to push him off, and he looks up with his demon eyes, like, oh my god. And he's like, ha, you dead. And she's like, you took the words right out of my mouth. And she shoots him. And Bond grabs him by the foot and pushes it onto the conveyor belt, and he goes right down.
He doesn't go right down.
Yeah.
He slowly goes down. He's holding on to Bond, sliding down him as he gets pulled more into the grinder. Yeah, it's a dark one.
Yeah,
we get some the cocaine in the air turns red for a little bit.
Yeah, which like I said, by this point, Bond is high as fuck. There's no way that Bond is like
Bond is like, a superhero right now.
Bond's like, I'm fucking invincible. I could fucking kill anybody.
He's literally over the thing that's grinding the bricks into powder, and you have trouble seeing him through the cloud.
Yeah. To put in perspective how much cocaine Bond has to be ingesting at this point is that he's huffing and puffing. So he's like,
oh yeah.
So he's ingesting every breath in is another line of cocaine. So Bond is on more cocaine than Tony Montana is at the end of Scarface when he does the shootout. You know, like when I don't know if you've seen Scarface.
I've seen that scene though.
Where he's invincible and he's getting shot at, and like the bullets don't matter. That Bond's on that, but times 20.
Oh yeah.
So the idea that he's calm, collected, and making rational decisions is totally unrealistic, and it kind of takes me out of the movie a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
And I think I would have accepted it if they didn't say, hey, everyone wear masks because if you breathe the air, you'll have a drug habit.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Because I feel like they had to do the powder in the air because they couldn't show him actually going through the grinder, Del Toro. So they were like, oh, we'll like have fog that he's slowly lowering into. And it's cocaine powder.
I think you can do it and still make it PG-13.
Yeah, maybe.
You just do close-ups and quick cuts.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to reshoot it.
Yeah.
See how it looks.
Or you do a vertigo zoom into the grinder, and then you cut to a close-up of him going, and then you cut to some red shit, quick cutting back and forth between his face and like that, and Bond's reaction. Then there you go. You don't need the fucking dust.
Yeah. I'll accept it.
Yeah.
So a little silly.
They find Hellner's body, and he's like, I guess you met a dead end. Like, Bond, that guy was trying to help you.
You're the one who killed him, basically.
Yeah. And then they see Wayne Newton running away with the money, and Pam grabs the money in a golf cart, and Wayne Newton goes, bless your heart. I love him.
It is great.
He's fantastic in this. I wonder what Wayne Newton's up to now. I wonder if he's still alive. So the whole institute blows up, and they get in a plane, and Then they go to find Sanchez. There's a big fucking chase sequence with big like oil trucks, and explosions.
It's kind of the same thing over and over again. It is pretty fun. But
there's one great stunt where he's on the tanker, and he rides on like one side of it while the other side's in the air, so he can avoid the stinger shot, and it blows up a different tanker.
Yeah, it looks really like props to the stunt people. It looks great. All of it looks really good. Mm-hmm. It's just like we said earlier. It feels kind of slow because everything's bigger.
Yeah.
So it's a little boring, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. The best part of it is watching Tony Truman Lodge like freaking out.
Yeah,
in
his
the back.
descent into madness.
Yeah, him being like, that's $55 million that you just blew up. Oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my god. He just blew up another one. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god. There's only one left.
and then Robert Davi's just like, it's not about the money. He's just like, what the fuck is it about? And then they shoot him.
Yeah.
The other killer that I really like is when Robert Davi takes or Sanchez takes the tanker, and Bond, and there's a car that's on fire, like the wheels are on fire of the car behind them, and Bond like loosens the gas, so then like this creates a line of fire and it blows them up.
Yeah, it's like a little Ghost Rider moment.
Mm-hmm. But if that was actually happening, wouldn't the flames go right into the...
So it shows him, it's weird because it shows him turn it off, but then it cuts back to it and it's full force flowing again.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Huh. Seems like a reshoot to me.
Yeah, it seems like somebody said, wait, wouldn't the tanker blow up?
Yeah, because it would blow up, right?
Yeah, because it would chase it back. Like, so don't do this at home. But if you have a tank of gasoline to pour on a fire, it'll chase up the spout and then blow up the tank you're holding, because it just will chase whatever the fuel is. So that, and I don't know why they didn't just blow. I guess because Bond was on it, but they clearly are not afraid of blowing them up. Probably 50% of the budget goes to these 20 minutes.
Oh yeah,
of it, because the base blows up, all the trucks blow up. There's a lot of pyrotechnics. It looks great though.
It does look great. It's just like by this, like I don't know. There's just something about it that makes me not care.
Yeah, I get fatigued like halfway through it too.
Yeah,
like
if it wasn't for Anthony Stark's performance as Truman Lodge, I probably would not give a shit.
Yeah, he carries a lot of this, and because he genuinely seems upset with shit that doesn't even matter to him. It's not his money or anything. Mm-hmm. He's just like their accountant, but he's like, "What is happening? Stop!" Yeah.
I feel like they casted probably him for like a tiny role, and he was just so enjoyable. They're like, let's keep bringing him in, dude. Just get more upset.
Yeah, just the thing you're doing, do that more.
Yeah. Anyway, anyway, he gets killed. Bond chases like Davi down. The plane ends up sending a plane. They shoot a stinger at a plane. Pam's flying.
Yeah, Pam's flying right overhead. I don't know if it's true with these, but they can't just blow up immediately. It needs to have range before it'll, just like as a safety thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't blow up the plane. It just tears through the not the propeller. The thing at
tail?
The back. Yeah, the rudder.
Yeah. And so she's gonna be going down.
Yeah. So she's decommissioned.
And then I don't remember how, but they fall. But Davi and Bond fall off a cliff, right? And they both get fucked up.
Yeah. So how does that even happen? They're fighting over one truck, and then the truck goes. Oh, they're on the back of it fighting, and the truck driver jumps out because they accidentally cut the brake line.
Oh yeah.
And then so they're just on top of this truck, and it flies off. I don't want to say a cliff. It's like a overhang.
Yeah.
Like they don't die immediately from it.
Yeah, but they do both get pretty fucked up over
it.
They're covered. They're both covered in blood.
Yeah, and they're both covered in gas.
Yeah. Well, Bond isn't, which is unrealistic, but Davi is. I think I like watching this. I was like, huh, yeah, Die Hard came out last year, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah. Like the shots of Bond covered in blood. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, that's what I want. I'm glad they did it.
It's just like one of those things where it's just like when Moonraker happens, like what came out a couple years ago? Oh yeah, Star Wars came out, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. It's funny because I remember earlier on we'd compare it to Die Hard doing it right, where he gets dirtier throughout his
well,
little mission.
Bond started that with Dr. No. Because Dr. No, by the end of that movie, he was fucking filthy.
Yeah. But then, what, like 3 or 4 movies in, they go, you are going to be an advertisement for anything you are wearing always.
Yeah. I probably say Goldfinger on.
Yeah. Because at least he gets sweaty at some points.
Well, that's because Connery's just naturally sweating.
Yeah, it's all that hair.
Man's fucking drenched at all times.
But do you want to also kill off Sanchez?
Sure, I'll kill off Sanchez. So Bond's crawling on the ground. He looks like shit, and Sanchez puts his machete to his face, and he throws him on the thing.
I love the way he picks him up. Like, he puts the not cutting edge to Bond's face, and off screen, it's like, ooh, that looks good. Yeah.
And he's like, you could have had everything. He's like, don't you want to know why? And he pulls out the lighter that Felix and Della gave him, and he lights him on fire because Davi's covered in gas. And Davi, on fire, runs toward the tanker and blows the entire thing up as Bond runs away. And it's a great fucking shot.
Yeah. And again, the pyrotechnics look sick.
They do look sick. There was a thing, so we're taking behind-the-scenes photos of it, and in one of it, so this was supposed to be a haunted highway that they shot.
Oh, really?
And a lot of things happened that were.
Is this in America? Or?
I don't know.
Okay.
But regardless, it was like a haunted place, and a lot of like fucked up shit, I guess, happened during the making of this sequence. And when they did that explosive, there's a photo of a hand coming out of the fire.
Oh, whoa, that's cool.
Like a giant flaming hand coming out.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. I'll send you it later.
Yeah, we can throw it in the description.
Yeah. So Bond, and then Pam comes in with another tanker, and she's just like, "Need a ride?" And they drive off. And usually that's where a Bond movie would end, but instead we go to a party where Q's there. Oh no, actually, Felix.
Yeah.
Forgot he was involved in the movie.
Felix forgets about his wife quick.
Yeah, he's just like, "Hey James, I'm awake, and I'm partying. I can't wait to go fishing with you, buddy." Yeah. I know my wife's dead, and I'll probably be kind of catatonic right now, but
yeah, yes. that wedding gift that Sharky gave me. Let's go use that. Yeah. Let's go have my honeymoon, James.
Yeah. Then we see Lupe with the iguana, but she took the necklace and put it as a bracelet.
Yeah, she took the collar off him.
Yeah. Q's trying to bang Pam. Lupe kisses Bond, and Pam fucking gets all hot puff pouty about it. And then Lupe's like, Bond's like to Lupe's like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out, and then she ends up getting with the president.
Oh, I totally missed that. That's so funny. Because I know she's like, you could stay with me. You don't have to go after her. And he's like, nah. That's who I didn't realize it was him outside of his like crazy military uniform.
Yeah, no, it's the president.
Adorable.
So she's now gonna become the first lady.
That's wonderful. He has a nice mustache.
He does have a nice mustache. I'm very envious of his mustache.
You'll get there.
No, I won't. He has like the perfect mustache lip.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's what the mustache was made for.
James jumps in the pool and brings Pam into the pool with him, and they do the thing. He's smiling, they kiss, and that's the last. And Hugh was like, "Oh my god, can he stop ever?"
But he keeps watching.
Yeah, he gets drunk.
Oh, okay, he left. I thought he stayed there watching.
No. And that's the end of the movie. It's the last time we ever see Timothy Dalton as Bond.
Yeah, kind of sad.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen more of the man. I wish that he was the Bond of the late 70s to the 80s. That would have been...
Yeah, I really liked him.
Yeah, optimal best case scenario. We would have went from Sean to George to Dalton. Mm-hmm. Or really Sean to Tim to Brosnan.
Yeah. That would have been great too.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing that they have to experiment with people.
Yeah. So do you think the experiment was a good thing or a bad thing? Because you think it showed us we could have had too much?
See, that's where I get because I like that they're experiment. I like that they give it to other people to be like, all right, let's see what you can do. But Why give Roger Moore so many? Like, what if after Sean they said everybody gets 4 movies? Would you have liked that?
No.
Okay, I would have liked that.
Because that's still enabling Moonraker to exist, Nick.
I don't care. I'll take Moonraker to let Dalton and George have more movies.
Well, George just didn't want more movies. You can't put that on them.
No, I'm gonna put it on them.
It's all George.
No, I'm gonna put it on them.
Well, you're wrong.
It's okay. I've been wrong before.
So,
no, I'm saying like the experimenting stuff that's gone. Like you sign a contract for 4 movies and you do 4 movies.
Well, Dalton did sign on to do 3.
Oh, okay.
And
he
then
should have signed on for 4.
He signed on for all of them. All of them since George, they all sign on for 3. Like you have to do 3,
and then we'll extend it.
Yeah, it's always you sign on for 3 with the option of a 4th one, and if you really enjoy it, you can sign on to do each one from that point forward.
Oh, see, I don't like that. I like hard stops. Like I wish that even Craig like just do 4.
I think that they should be able to do as much as they can.
They should be able to do as many as they want. But with hindsight, I would rather everybody just gets 4.
Yeah, well, I just think that I don't know.
I just hate more.
I do hate more too, but I don't think that's like them being like, this guy is the highest grossing Bond other than Connery. This is all we have.
Is it because he had so many movies, so he was able to build a fan base? Maybe
no,
1 to 2 movies isn't enough.
It was because Live and Let Die and Spy Love Me were bangers.
Yeah. What was his first movie?
Live and Let Die.
Right.
That's why he was there for a while.
Yeah.
And then when he was going to leave, they had to bring him back because it was against Sean.
Yeah.
And then everybody else was busy, so they had to bring him back again.
Oh, that's stupid. Take a year off. I'm sticking with my 4 theory. So you can't talk me out of it.
So Dalton was going to do a 3rd one. There was many options of what they were going to do with it. There was supposed to be one that came out in 91, but there was legal issues that they couldn't continue. Bond ended up in a legal loophole for a while. That didn't get cleared out until 94. And then they got to 94, and by that point, Dalton's contract had ran out because they hadn't made the movie in enough time.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically were like, well, do you want to come back and do GoldenEye? And he was like, I'm going to be 49, so no. Dalton, unlike Moore, he's like, no, I'm too old now, because by the time that movie comes out, then that'll probably have to be my last one. And that will probably mean like you'll have to find another one, so there's no point in me coming back. So you should just find somebody new now, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, because it was a good break of time to let it be somebody new, rather than make people wait that long.
Yeah,
have the same guy and then immediately change it again.
Because you have a 6-year gap.
I can see that. Yeah, because it's a big gap. That being said, though, those 4 movies would have been, in a perfect world, I would have liked 4 movies for everybody.
In a perfect world, I would have wanted.
Wouldn't have been allowed to get old.
In a perfect world, I would have had Connery play Bond from like Dr. No to Man with the Golden Gun. I would have had Dalton play from Spy Who Loved Me up until License to Kill.
I like variety. I'm excited I can't wait to see who the new Bond is.
Like the new Bond?
New Bond, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Post
I was
Craig.
like, yeah.
Well, I'm also like, I haven't seen.
I kind of hope it's over.
I don't think it'll be over.
I want it to be over.
Why?
'Cause
I think it's.
There's too many.
Oh, there's way too many. But I think they can just keep like making. They don't have to make new content like Skyfall. Like you can clearly make stories.
That wasn't new content, Nick. That was The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I mean new to Bond. No, I guess you're right. Yeah,
I just don't think Bond is necessary. I think because, like I've said, I think Bond works best as the '60s Connery movies. I think that's where it works the best. I think when they keep trying to rebrand it, it works for like a movie, and then they continue it, and then it sucks.
Yeah,
because like Casino Royale, I know we're not at Craig yet, but like for example, Casino Royale, they changed up the formula. It's awesome, but then they continue that formula in Quantum of Solace, and Quantum of Solace is the worst Bond movie. They changed up the formula for Skyfall. Skyfall's a great movie. Then they do Spectre. They follow the same formula. It sucks. So it's like you can't.
I think I think spy is a big enough genre that it will not go away.
But I think that Bond needs to go away
to make room for November Man and
to challenge people to make something new.
Like what?
Something different. I think Mission Impossible movies do a lot more of the Bondian things that people like more than the Bond movies do in the last decades.
I haven't seen.
I haven't seen them either, but from what I've seen, I'm like, oh, this feels like a Sean Connery movie at times.
I feel like they're very gadgety, so I'm surprised that you are.
I don't love them. I haven't seen them. I've only seen parts, and for example, there's the bathroom fight scene in one of them that I saw, where Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise fight in a bathroom. That felt like...
I haven't seen that one.
For me, that felt like a modern-day version of the train sequence in From Russia With Love. Not as good as that, but it felt like it had that feel.
The bathroom scene in Casino?
That was all right.
Yeah, I loved that.
I have to watch it again. I haven't seen Casino in a bit.
We'll see it. And then, I don't know. I think Mission Impossible is a good example of spy movie that's good.
Yeah,
that's not Bond.
I also think that I think the thing about Bond is that I think it also works best as a period piece.
I think it's good as a period piece, but I think it's like I've said a million times, I like Craig. I like the modern stuff too.
Yeah,
I think like with most things, cell phones are a menace to modern storytelling.
Yeah,
but I think they do all right. I'm excited to get to the Craig stuff to compare it to how the gadget stuff works in this, because I'm fine with the gadget stuff, and I want to see the it's not like futuristic gadgets anymore. It's just like current technology gadgets. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to think of. No time to. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like there's like other things like. I feel like Bond works with like that 60s cool thing.
Oh yeah, it totally does.
And I feel like the Craig movies are like Casino Royale is just the Bourne movies.
Oh, I haven't seen Bourne, but that's also spy, right?
Yeah.
And those are gone though now, right?
Yeah. Because like that's why they made Casino Royale the way it is, because Jason Bourne outdid the Bond movie it was up against, and they're like, we can do that. JB, Jason Bourne, James Bond. Let's just change it.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I guess I haven't seen Jack Reacher or I forget what it's called.
Yeah, the Tom Cruise spy movie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that either.
Because I guess that would be another current.
It was Atomic Blonde. That was like a attempt.
Was that period or was that?
Yeah, that took place in the 80s, which is why I thought a lot of it was pretty cool.
I wanted to watch it. That had a sick poster.
Yeah.
So
but
I'll watch that too.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna enter a modern Bond or a 90s modern Bond where they're gonna call up Bond for being sexist and misogynist and how old fashioned he is and all that other shit. And we're gonna have what is probably my favorite Bond movie, which is GoldenEye. But let's do the rankings of License to Kill. Yes. Wrap up our feelings about the movie.
What do you think the first one is this week?
Pre-title?
Yeah.
Woo!
He did it, everyone. So pre-title, I really like this one.
Yeah.
We start with it's not a separate mission. It plays into this story. But I think it almost feels like a separate mission.
It doesn't for me because
it's the same guy.
Yeah, because we have Sanchez so up, and it also we once we
it's definitely
finish the title sequence, we go right back to where we exactly left off.
Yeah, I don't know why it gives me the vibe. I don't know if it's because it's so surrounded by the wedding. It's like almost about the wedding, but they're like, oh, there's this little submission going on during it.
Yeah,
that I kind of disconnect, but I think it's all right. I think it's like probably 4.
I'd probably get a 4. If or 3.5 maybe.
I really liked it. I'm glad to see Felix again.
Yeah.
And most of his part in the movie is in this pre-sequence.
Yeah.
I think only having 2 DA agents was stupid, but
yeah. I mean, I liked it. It's just like coming off of what we just had.
Oh yeah, it's not as good as
And I think we'll get to which one we think is the best one, the superior Dalton in a bit, but
so
I'll give it a 4.
And then title sequence, I wasn't blown away. I didn't really like the song
3.
either. I'm thinking like 2.5.
I like the song.
I
got a license to kill.
Yeah, I was like, I still don't really even remember it. And then the visuals in it are all right. I'm excited to see the new barrel sequence, but the next one is Bond.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, 5. He kills it.
Man's he's great. T. Dalton is fantastic.
You can see the rage.
It's because it's like the last movie. He has such a range of emotions that we have not seen since 1969.
Yeah, he's so good. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I don't think he fits well in a casino as much as Connery does.
Yeah. And that's I think Connery was just born for James Bond in a casino.
Yeah,
like because
Lazenby was good in the casino.
That's what I was gonna say. He got close. And I think it's because they were right after each other. I was like, okay, this is just part of like the role. But now I'm like, yeah, they definitely were better at that. Like, this is all right.
I know Brosnan's really good at casino stuff.
Okay, I'm excited for that. I am excited to see him because I think I'll like him a lot too.
Yeah, well, because Brosnan patents his performance off of Dalton and Connery.
Good. So yeah.
So there's a lot of good. So he mixes them both, which is what you want. Yeah,
that's exactly what I want. Bond Girl, which we kind of have 2. We have Lupe and Pam.
Lupe, I'm gonna give a 4.
Oh, really? I was gonna go with like a 3.
I like Lupe. I
think she's all right. I think she was kind of annoying, and she does. I hate even though it's weird because now that I think of it, Pam, it's probably the same amount of time that they both fall in love with him, but for some reason I'm like, Pam was in there first.
Lupe was in there first.
Yeah. And that's it. But I'm like, it's so weird because I'm like, I feel like the relationship's more with Pam and then Lupe like kind of jumps in at the end to steal it. But yeah. And we meet her pre-title sequence.
Yeah. She's our first Bond girl.
Yeah. I think she's all right as a Bond girl too.
I like her the whole, because I think they do what they were doing in The Man with the Golden Gun, but they do it right. This time.
Yeah. I can see it.
Where it's like the servant to the main villain who wants to get out, but she can't get out, so she needs Bond's help. And
she's already attempted to get out.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad they set up early on. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you talked me up. I'm thinking like 3.5. I really like Pam, though.
Yeah, Pam's a 4.5 for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pam's in the upper...
echelon.
Yeah, the big girls.
Yeah, she might be in the top 10 for me.
She's definitely top 10 for me. She's not top 5 though.
Yeah,
unfortunately, she's close. But
who's your top 5 then?
I'm not doing this every episode.
Well, because it changes every time.
Yeah, because I can never remember people's names.
Yeah, maybe you should just take your notes and like make a list.
So I need to because I'm a very visual person. Like I need to see if you just show me like a trifold board, like this is a middle school project of just every Bond girl's like a profile picture of her, I'd be able to order them easily. But like with actors' names and stuff, I'm like, I don't remember. I'm like Domino and Solitaire,
Tracy, Pussy Galore.
Yeah, I think it's rough.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm like this. And the service I use for taking notes for everything, it sucks at putting pictures in.
Oh, okay.
But I might set up something so that I can actually, do this.
Yeah,
like a S tier list, so I can put people's faces there.
After No Time to Die, which because we're gonna set that up. That's gonna be a big episode. We're gonna have a big countdown at the end where we'll rank the top 10 best. We're gonna do a worst to best list.
Ooh.
And our top 10s.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be It's going to be fun.
It's gonna be a long boy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
yeah, Pam 4.5.
Yeah, you gave her 4.5.
And Lupe 4.
Yeah, I'm probably at 3.5 with Lupe. The next one is Felix, who we actually have in this one, and we also have
Sharky.
I think Sharky was all right. I'd probably give him like a 3. He dies sooner than I thought he did.
I felt more. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt more with Sharky's death than I did.
I did too. I was shocked at Sharky's death because it's so.
Sharky's death.
Sharky scared me. When he opened the window, I was like, "What is he looking at?" And I was like, "Oh no,
it's Sharky."
And I don't know.
I like Sharky. I honestly wanted him to be involved more, but
yeah, I also did.
You know who else could be our Felix? It's Q.
Q, yeah. I was gonna say Q almost steps up to the field. I would say he does, because he actually is in the field like 3 times.
Yeah,
not just our old in quote unquote in the field where he just shows up on location as opposed to being in MI6. This time he's actually like boots on the ground helping, which is pretty weird.
I'll count him as our Felix then.
Yeah, he gets 5. Yeah, he's perfect.
Sharky, I'm gonna give a solid 3.
Yep.
Wish he was.
I wish he was in more.
R.I.P. to a legend. Pour one out for Sharky. Felix.
I think he does all right. I think he's boring in the beginning, at the wedding stuff, the pre-wedding stuff. I'm like, okay, you're just like running around looking old with a machine gun. And then I like his espionage stuff in his office, and I think he did a good job getting his foot bit off.
Yeah.
But then, dude, the like almost credit scene where he's like, Bond, I love you. You're the best. Let's hang out, bro. Let's go fishing. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Whatever. 2.5. Sharky's better.
Yeah. I want to give him a 2.5, I guess.
Yeah, I still like him in the Felix role, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's great in this movie.
Yeah, I think he was superior in Live and Let Die.
Yeah,
he was in that
yeah,
one.
I think he was too.
Yeah.
I was trying to think back to it. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Another reason Live and Let Die is a good movie.
Yeah. While we're talking about this movie, do you agree that this is what Diamonds Are Forever should have been?
Yeah. This I feel like this is a better in America movie than Diamonds.
I just think because this
like replace Coke with Diamonds, and it's Diamonds Are Forever.
Replace the Coke with Diamonds. Replace Sanchez with Blofeld.
Yeah, I could see it. This movie's better.
Oh,
by a lot.
A lot. This is better than any Roger Moore movie.
Yeah, this is still. It's probably not top 5 now. If it was last week, it would probably be top 5.
Yeah,
but
is
it's
definitely
not.
top 10.
Oh, oops.
What?
I showed my cards. I don't think it's better than Living Daylights. Yeah.
Okay.
But in MI6, so Moneypenny was terrible. 1.
Yeah.
And M was all right. I'd give him like 3.5.
You're gonna be shocked.
Oh my God, is he gonna do a 5?
No.
Okay, good.
Robert Brown gets a 4.5 from me.
Wow, look at that. The delivery when he's Blofeld is so good.
Mm-hmm. He leaves a little to be desired. Like there could be better. And it just pains you because you know that Bernardly would have acted the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
But because you don't have Bernardly, we're settling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll accept it. And because it's really well written and it's well directed, I'll accept it. But Robert Brown still sucks. But he gets a 4.5 out of me.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you. That's character growth.
Yeah. Growth.
The next is Villain.
Oh yeah, but also the Q scene.
I didn't like the Q scene. I thought it was all right.
What? Dude, I think this is like the best Q scene. I guess
I'm letting the cameras ruin it for me.
Yeah.
The camera gun and her using the camera is like meh.
That's fine, but I love the toothpaste and like the things and him being all excitable and him being like, "Listen to me, 007. If it wasn't for me, you'd be dead a long time ago." Yeah. And Bond being like, "Okay, well, like you're not staying here."
Yeah, that's really good. I think it's like average. I think him as Felix is better.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, because that's so good. I think this scene was all right. If it was just this, I'd be disappointed.
I'm still giving him a 5.
Yeah, I do. I really like that he's like, I'm here on my own, Bond. Look.
Yeah.
I'm on vacation. I'm not being sent here to help you. I'm just helping you. But next one's villain.
5.
Yeah. I'm
Sanchez
probably at a 5.
is one of my favorite villains.
He's really good, and it's well acted too.
Yeah.
And his plan makes sense.
I love the iguana.
It's perfect.
I love the thing. What he promised you his heart. Well, then he'll give you his heart.
Yeah.
Oh, and the way he's revealed with the shadow, and he pulls the thing down, and then he's all
yeah.
It's amazing.
The reveal of him is great.
He feeds a guy to a shark.
Yeah, blows up a dude pressurization chamber.
Like he's so good.
It's pretty brutal. He's up there.
Yeah.
I don't think he's my favorite, but
he's no Telly Savalas Blofeld, but
Yeah.
he's up there.
And then we have Henchmen, which might be another story. I wish Del Toro was in it, like 2 or 3 more scenes. I get why it wasn't, but
Del Toro was fantastic in the movie, but he's not in it enough for me to justify 5 stars, so I'm going to give him 4.
yeah.
Truman Lodge though, 5 fucking stars, man.
Yeah.
That little prick. I love him.
It's perfect.
Crest. Oh, what did you Truman Lodge?
Oh, I love it. 5 easily. It was perfect. I think that was it. Like saved the end sequence for us.
Yeah. Crest 3.
I would probably do like 4. I like when he acts drunk. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then I like he does this. I'm not sure if he's acting or if it's something with his eye, but he does something where one eye stays mostly open and one like squints when he's doing something, and I love it.
Yeah.
Just like it makes him look I guess kind of like unhinged because it's when he's kind of getting yelled at and stuff he does it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I like it, but I think he's kind of like average.
Yeah, he's definitely
80s
average.
Bond guy.
Yeah, he's the middleman.
He reminds me of the villain from For Your Eyes Only, so that's why I'm like,
That will put a bad taste in your mouth.
And then Hellner, fucking 2.
Yeah,
1.
He's all right. I like the idea that he's betraying him.
Yeah,
But it's kind of really inferred. Like you have to listen to 2 lines.
I feel like it's a twist just to have a twist.
Yeah, and then Bond betrays him, and it's like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
Story, which I think the story was pretty solid.
Pretty solid. I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Yeah, I'd probably go with like 4.
I think Felix needed to die.
Yeah, it would have made. Or if he was more like missing one leg is obviously bad, but if it was worse, because now that I'm thinking of it, Bond is reacting pretty harshly for his friend losing a leg.
Well,
I guess
his wife.
Yeah, but he didn't care, so
he cared.
Felix is like,
Felix
whatever.
didn't care. No, Bond cared.
Yeah, Bond cared about it. I think this would have made more sense if Felix died. I think, or if he was more hurt. But
I think that death is the option they should have gone with, because I don't see any logistical purpose for Felix being involved in the series any further.
Yeah.
So I think that killing his character off is the logical conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need him, just kill him.
Yeah.
You've ruined the character too many times.
Yeah, and there's already so many. If you need a Felix character back, you'll just make another one.
Exactly. You don't need to have a Felix.
It doesn't have to be my boy.
Yeah, you just establish a new CIA agent, which they're going to do in the next movie. You don't.
Dr. Knows Felix is so good.
I know.
It's so sad.
Which is also, once again, if you in my perfect world, 10 movies of Connery, you would have had him and Jack Lord together for most of them.
Oh my god. Well, doesn't Jack Lord not even come back for the next?
Yeah, I'm saying a perfect world.
Oh, okay.
Perfect world, you have Jack Lord and Sean Connery for fucking 10 films. And then you kill off Felix, and then you really feel it because your memories. It's like when Bond dies, you're not thinking of fucking whoever it would be. You're thinking of fucking Sean Connery.
Yeah, that's good.
If they're gonna have an old man play fucking Felix, should have brought back Jack Lord.
Oh, you're right. I wonder how old he would have been. Pretty old.
Yeah,
No, I
like
guess
60.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Connery looked good a couple of years ago.
He's like 5 years older than Connery. So he's probably like a couple years.
He might.
older.
I mean, he might not have aged as well as Connery though.
Yeah,
Is another thing.
yeah.
He might look like a dried up potato or something now. Yeah. Gadgets, which the dental paste was pretty cool.
You're not gonna believe this. I'm gonna give 5 to the gadgets.
What are you talking about?
I love the camera. I love this. I
the
love
X-ray
the
one or the
sniper.
The one where we went, wow, that makes no sense.
Yeah, I love it because it's just silly enough for me to like it.
It's too silly for me to like it.
I like the toothpaste. I like the
toothpaste.
The
I think
cigarette thing that's gonna detonator.
I kind of hate the toothpaste thinking about it because it would make sense if Q gave it to him in Q branch and he had to travel with it. But dude's just walking around with a tube of toothpaste in his pocket, leaving his hotel room to go to where he's going to use it.
Yeah.
He gets pulled over. They're like, sir, why do you have toothpaste on you? And
it's like, you're British. You don't use that.
And I do like that because he gives him toothpaste and it's like rubber banded with a toothbrush on it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then it needs the cigarettes and I was like, oh, cool. It's like another item he would possibly have on him. And then you just combine them and it works. Like the golden gun. Like the golden gun's the perfect example of that. It's like, oh, it's my cigarette holder and my lighter and
my pen.
Yeah, and I just screw them all together and then look, it's a gun.
Yeah.
Not my camera and my sniper scope barrel stock and ammo cartridge. But so I'm still like a 3 though, because I like the toothpaste a lot. I wish the X-ray camera thing didn't shoot the laser. I wish they just picked one or the other, but it's the gag one. So
it would have been funny if it was a bullet.
Oh my god! Imagine it shoots a rocket like his pen did, and never say never again.
Yeah. And then there's no car.
Yeah, there's no car.
So that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think The Living Daylights is a better movie.
I also do. I think it was just executed a little better. I was more intrigued the whole time.
I think the aesthetics of Living Daylights are better. I think that the Cold War type thing, where there's snow everywhere, and like everyone's like in like crowded places, being sneaky and talking in spy code.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of espionage in the car.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a better movie, and I think it's filled with more energy. And I think that while this one's fantastic, like this is a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like there are times where you start questioning things.
Yeah, like you said, it kind of feels a little tired.
Yeah,
which I'm worried is gonna come up a lot
in the future.
Yeah, well, no, because he's
gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yay.
We got Mark Campbell, who's undeniably the greatest Bond director ever.
Hell yeah. I'm very excited.
Man made 2 Bond movies, and they're, 2 of the best.
Just quick thought. Comparing the Act 3s, do you like Afghanistan more than...
No.
Yeah, more than the semi-truck?
Semi-truck is way better than Afghanistan, dude.
I think, while I like the aesthetic of Afghanistan, I think the semi-trucks were better. And the semi-trucks were a little boring. So...
Do with that what
1
you
and
will.
2 are so good.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton's the king of having a great first 2 acts.
Yeah.
And then the third act is failing him miserably.
I think I'm starting to realize that I just am bored with third acts of everything. Like I think I like the buildup of stuff more than the actual thing.
I think it's just hard to pull it off with these movies because like we've seen everything you can do with this character. Until they finally shake it up in the next one, which is like why that one's so good. That's the thing about Brosnan is that they tried changing things up every movie.
That's what they should be doing.
Yeah, and that's a major criticism of his thing because like Brosnan does not have a consistent thing, and it's like that's why he's so good.
Like it works.
Yeah, that's why Connery was so good because they kept changing every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like a third act you need to put a lot of care into, and I feel like John Glenn just doesn't.
They're almost like rushed, kind of. They're like, yeah,
it's specifically
explosions,
his,
bro.
It's specifically his third acts that are like always the worst. Because For Eyes Only's one was pretty garbo. The third act of Octopus we fucking despised.
Oh my god.
The third act of View to Kill was like terrible.
View to a Kill.
Yeah, and then the Afghanistan one was probably was an improvement, but like not great. And this one is like the best one he's done.
Yeah.
He just sucks at third acts. I think because with a third act, especially with an action scene like this, you have to have like the goal and then the thing that's keeping you away from the goal, and then the third thing that's happening on the other side that you don't know about, or that the characters know about, but you know about, because it creates suspense. It's the Death Star, you know? Luke's trying to blow the thing in there. Doesn't know that Darth Vader's right behind him. He also doesn't know that if he just shoots the thing in there, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have like the thing, we know that, because they're using the radar, it's not going to go in. You have to use it without the radar and be very lucky, you know? And so it's like you have those three things happening at once, and you have like other shit blowing up, so you're like, what the fuck, oh my god. Yeah. And also you have the Death Star about to destroy the Rebel base. So it's just like everything is happening, and you're just like, oh my god, like you're clenched the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not clenched in any of these.
Yeah, because I think it's also because it's Bond, and so you have this thing of, I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get out of it.
Yeah, that's true. And in most cases, he won't even have dirt on his shirt.
Yeah,
that's why I like the gritty stuff.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it to stay.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna conclude the episode.
That's all I have to say about this.
Rest in peace, Timothy Dalton's Bond.
I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, it was fun while we had you. So be sure to subscribe to all the Nihilist Media stuff on YouTube. Continue to listen to us on Spotify, and listen to our other shows. And we'll see you next Tuesday, everybody.
Have a good one.